There we go.
And we're live. So welcome everybody that's in the chat watching here. Sunday Fun Day. We're going to have Big Wayne Withers here to join us. Hopefully Tim gets in here soon too, because that just makes things more fun when you guys get to talk shit at each other. For any children that shouldn't be watching this, if you're a minor, don't drink on YouTube. It's against the law. Everybody else, bottoms up.
Yeah, you know, in Mississippi, if you like to drink and screw, you're in the wrong state, especially on Sundays. So it's hard to buy alcohol in certain locations on Sundays. But I was in luck because I had some stinky gringo margarita.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
What the fuck just happened to my camera?
I don't know. It's probably me, man.
No, I just had a purple line come across my camera there. It's good now. All right. So you just happen to have some margarita mix sitting there at home. Is that like pre-mixed margaritas?
Yeah, it's like pre-mixed margarita that we had at the party, and nobody liked it. Nobody drank it, but I'll drink anything, so I'll drink it. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah. I'm normally down in the beers like you guys do, but like I say, on Sunday, there's just certain locations you can buy alcohol in Mississippi. And I just across the line today in Louisiana to practice where every damn thing goes. Louisiana's like Vegas, anything.
Well, Louisiana seems way cooler than Mississippi then.
Way cooler, yeah.
Yeah.
Every little truck stop's got a casino. Mississippi, it's got to be either Indian-owned land or it's got to be on the water if it's a casino.
Here, it's somewhat similar, reservations only kind of thing for the casinos. Well, except for their one licensed casino they got a couple of little ones now that's all governed by the gaming commissions now. But as far as drinking goes, we can get beer at Walmart, but you can only get it in like 6-packs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mississippi, in Walmart, you can get a case at a time, or a 30-pack sometimes. So
no, they only have it in 6-packs here. I mean, I'm sure there's different places throughout Ontario that have better options than that, but here it's just a 6-pack. You can buy a couple of them, but still, it's expensive buying them by the 6-pack. And the beer store closes at 5 on Sundays, and so does the liquor store. So you're shit out of luck if you want to get actual booze. You can get a few beers if you want on Sundays at Walmart in the evening.
But you can't buy liquor on Sundays until 5?
Yeah.
Okay, see, yeah, Mississippi is nowhere in the state you can buy liquor on Sunday. And even during the week when you can buy liquor, it has to be at a special store that says liquor.
And we have the LCBO. It's a liquor store control board of Ontario. It's the only place you can buy liquor legally. But like in 10 minutes down the road, I cross the bridge into Quebec and I get whatever the fuck you want right till 11. I mean, it sucks that it closes at 11, but.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Oh man, Mississippi, it's got its ways, but it's got some good things too. But man, like I say, Louisiana, just balls to the wall. Anything goes 7 days a week.
Sure. What's good in Mississippi?
Oh man, just I don't know. I guess just country boy life, like skiing.
Well, you got that in Louisiana too, except you're allowed to drink.
Yeah, you got a real good point there. No, I can't think of nothing better. I can't think of nothing better in Mississippi than Louisiana for sure.
Is there even good arm wrestling in Mississippi?
Mississippi's got way better arm wrestling than Louisiana.
Who's any good in Mississippi?
Oh man, well, got my boy BJ Fakakis. He does pretty good around the state. I mean, around the United States, he does pretty good.
Yeah, BJ's good.
Oh my God!
I didn't know he was Mississippi though.
Yeah, he's Mississippi. He's all Mississippi. He's we got the Mann brothers that's pretty good. We got a lightweight that's doing real good now. Dustin Height. He was at a super match at Michael Todd's event the last Munster
176 guy, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that wouldn't pull my buddy John Terrian.
For real? He wouldn't pull somebody?
Said no.
Man, he's been doing good. I figured he would pull anybody. What was his excuse?
Wants somebody better. Because John's trying to climb up the rankings and he can't find a match with anybody. So he said he'd put up $1,000. He'll fly down to fucking Texas to do it. And Dustin just said, nope, not interested.
Yeah, I run
To
into
me, it
that.
sounded like he was being kind of a pussy about it. He was afraid of losing his spot to somebody coming up.
Hey, I get that, and I have people turn me down for money in matches sometimes, but Tim agreed to the match, so that's great. I'm excited about pulling Tim.
You gonna beat Tim?
And I sure hope so. I'm training to beat him. We'll see what happens.
Now, the most recent common opponent you guys had was Dave. You guys have both pulled Dave fairly recently. Yours was longer ago than his, but
yeah, I haven't pulled Dave in probably over 2 years when I pulled Dave. Well, I pulled him at the Mr. Olympia. That's right.
You did the super match with him
a couple of years ago. Super match.
I thought it was only a year ago when he was just all King's move all the time.
No, it was over 2 years ago when I pulled Dave Chafee. Mm-hmm.
Dave, no, not Chafee. Morocco.
Oh, Dave Morocco. Sorry. Yeah, I pulled Dave Morocco like 3 years ago almost. Let me see. It was February because it was Alabama State Championships. It was February of 2020 when I pulled him. That's right. It's 2 years ago. Mm-hmm.
Was it 2020? I thought it was 2021.
2021. No, that would have been 2 years ago because I won Alabama State last year. The year that I pulled Dave in the super match, I didn't pull. Well, I got beat in the tournament.
And how did that super match go?
Well, Dave, I kind of showed mercy one round, but besides that, I won all rounds.
Yeah, I remember you went King's move all the time. I was really surprised that it was all stop matches.
Yeah, I think that he kind of believed that the match with Matt Mass was a fluke, and my wrist wouldn't be able to overcome his wrist. And if I hadn't been able to overcome his wrist, then yeah, his King's move would have worked. But I was able to crack his wrist in the strap. So.
Well, I don't think a lot of people thought the Matt Mask match was a fluke, but I think most people think Matt didn't show up in his best shape either.
Yeah, a lot of people think that. I mean, I really don't know what his shape was. All I know was, that he had just smashed Ernst Gasparini, 4 weeks before our match.
At the WAL, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's what a lot of people were thinking is Matt just didn't care. He was getting paid to show up, not to win, so he didn't come in like training out of his mind or whatever. And I mean, you just can't do that against a guy like you. You're gonna get your fucking ass kicked.
Yeah, I think another thing that helped with Matt was the wall setup. I'm real good because of low hand top roller anyway. So when you set up for that wall, I'm a lot harder to beat. So when Marcio agreed to pull me in Ohio in December, he called me a few days later and told me he would not pull me in the wall setup. It had to be WAF. Well, I had never really pulled WAF. So
How long have you been pulling for?
I've been pulling for like 13 years, but a lot of my pulling was USAA starting out, which is kind of a low hand like the WAL.
Well, yeah, that's what WAF is, the WAF.
Right. I'm talking about, but USAA grip is a little lower than the WAF setup that I pulled Marcio in.
So USAA not have basically the same rules as the WAF?
I think you're thinking about AAA that has basically the same rules. AAA is both high setup.
Explain to me the difference in the rules for the USAA. Who runs the USAA?
Denise Waddles and Leonard.
And Leonard, who's the head ref of the WAF.
He's the head ref of the WAF. Yeah, so every time I've ever pulled specifically in their setup, Leonard sets it more low to me. But like when I pull somebody like in the AAA or like the WAF, it was always higher to me. They just felt different. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Well, I mean, you feel what you feel, but I thought it was pretty well the same as long as you're not covering the thumb knuckles and you get your own grip.
I think the WAL just seems a lot different. It's a lot lower than anything else. The way it felt with Marcio straight up in the air was something that it felt different. And the way we was loading in the setup and everything, it was different than what I've been pulling WAL for a few years at that time. Everybody had went to WAL for the longest time around, and that kind of grip was messing with everybody when we first changed over. So yeah, you're right. My mistake. USAA, AAA, all that, it's all pretty similar,
Hey, look, I'm just a drunk Canadian. I don't know shit.
No.
I was just trying to figure it out, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm still sober, but apparently I don't know nothing because as you're mentioning that to me, that makes a lot better sense now. You're correct on that. Mm-hmm.
So, but you're used to the WAL, but that's not a low hand grip setup either. When they do the set grip, you can still have your riser up as long as you're not covering the thumb knuckles, but they wrap you. So if you don't have your thumbs deep and close together, it's going to be really hard to have a riser, especially you having such a long arm. They're going to be making you come down to go around.
Mm-hmm.
So with you having such a long arm, because how tall are you? 6'6"?
Mm-hmm. 6'6".
So you're generally going to have the longer arm in most of your matches. So when you guys get posted to straighten, they put your webbings together. It's either drop your post or drop your hand to match the webbing.
Mm-hmm. And like in WAL, they're gonna hold and they're gonna fill it and they're gonna close everything. It all feels different to me all around. Same thing Gasparini was complaining about when they pulled mass with that setup.
Well,
it feels good to me. So
fucking Graspowini is always looking to complain about something.
Mm-hmm.
He never even accepted my challenge to a match. What an asshole.
You tried to pull Gasparini.
I challenged him.
Yeah, he won't respond to me either. I would have liked to pull.
Well, he put out some challenge to Devin about when he was trying to, right before he got Matt Mass to agree to go over and pull him. He put out a challenge to Devin where it's, I'll pay you $5,000 to come and arm wrestle me, and stated all those rules and said, and if you don't say yes, you're afraid. Which I thought's hilarious. Like, Devin's got a lot of shit on the goes. I'm afraid if I don't go accept a match for $5,000 against you, but I got to pay for my own fucking travel and everything else out of that, and I got to win to get that $5,000, and like, it's not as great of a deal as he makes it seem when you got to try to fly across the world out of your own pocket, and then you got to win to get the $5,000. So it was just, I thought it was funny that he said, if you don't accept, you're a coward. So I challenged Hermes to a match where he has to come to Canada, and we'll explain the rules to him when he gets here. And whether he wins or loses, he has to pay me $20,000 out of his own pocket. And he didn't accept the match.
If he wins or loses, he still has to pay you $20,000
out of his pocket.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't show up.
He didn't accept. Like, I don't know. I thought if we're allowed to just throw out anything we want, and if you don't accept, you're a coward. I thought it was perfectly fine, but no, he didn't want to do it.
Right.
What an asshole. Okay, so I've been pulling for 13 years, but you spent a lot of time. So you were pulling for a long time, but it was right around the WAL time that you really like started coming into it, right? Where you really were starting to take those big leaps.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't win a match for the first 5 years. I competed just amateur matches. Of course, back then, all I had was a book on how to be an arm wrestler, no YouTube or nothing on it,
No
Northeast.
team?
Sorry.
No team?
No, I was the very first one to compete in Mississippi for years. I think for about the first 5 or 6 years. Nobody else.
How far away is BJ from you?
BJ is 2 hours, 30 minutes. 2 hours, 30 minutes.
Because he started coming in to that like high level guy in North America around the same time.
Yeah, he started traveling with me everywhere. We went to tournaments all over together. We went to the WAL national. I'm sorry, the Southern WAL,
Southern Regionals.
Southern Regional that was in Dallas. He went there with me. He went to Vegas.
Was that when he beat Jerry Cataract? Jerry ended up at the Southern for some reason that year, didn't he?
No, Jerry was at the North.
I thought Jerry ended up pulling it, and that was the same one that Matt Mask and Ron Bath pulled in the tournament.
I don't believe Travis Bajent won the one in the South where we was at. I don't remember Jerry being there. Now, he could have been, but I don't think so.
I thought he only pulled left-handed, though. Yeah, Mark Gay, Matt Mask, Jerry, they were all there in the South.
It was.
Yeah. I don't know why Jerry would have been there unless he just wanted to pull, but.
Right. No,
Jerry, no, you said Travis won the South.
right. It come down to Travis and Nick. What's his name?
Xena?
Nick Zena. That's who it come
What year
down
was
to.
this?
This would have had to been 2016.
I thought 2016 was Travis and Ian Carnegie.
Ian Carnegie. I don't think so. I think it come down to
Michael Todd was there whenever they had their big blow up.
that was 17.
Okay, that was 17. Right.
That was
right. My bad. 17 was the year that they didn't have the finals.
right.
Yeah. So the Canadians had to go to the Southerns to qualify for the finals in 17.
Right. Mm-hmm. 17
That's the
was
year Jerry was there.
yeah. 17 was pretty much nothing because the WL had pretty much packed up and left. It was up to I think Frank and Karen Bean to make it happen in Vegas for the WL.
Yeah, but everything went all season long until the finals, which got canceled in like 2 or 3 days' notice.
Yeah, and they was making a lot of money doing that because when I went in 16, all you had to do was win a state tournament, qualify top 12 in the regionals. In 17, it was a points bracket thing, so you had to the more
Either win, yeah, you had to like place in one of the regionals, or you had to win certain tournaments, gets you right into the finals, or be ranked in the top however many by pulling in enough small shows of theirs
right
to get into the finals.
And BJ was going everywhere, and I smelled a rat, so I didn't even go because it didn't make no sense to me. But BJ was ranked as high, almost as high as Jerry Carteret because he was pulling every freaking where. And then I was
racking up points against the little guys.
Yeah. So a few days out, like you say, everybody packed up, went to Hawaii, and left everybody there. So what happened?
Yeah, that was a shit show. That was I was out in Halifax for nationals whenever that finals thing happened. What a shit show.
Right. Mm-hmm. Wasn't much to it.
Now, when they came back with the super match format the next year or whatever, how come you weren't pulling in that?
Super match format. They called me after Morocco, after my match in Morocco, and we did the electronic filing like the contracts over the phone or whatever. I never went to Chicago and met with them, but I was supposed to pull at WL 601. Supposed to fly in.
Who are you going to pull?
Mike Aiello. Mm-hmm.
So you and Mike Aiello at 601. Devin was supposed to pull Michael Todd at that one.
I can't remember on the card. That sounds about right.
Yeah. That's the one that was when COVID shut everything down.
Right.
Yeah. So my buddy Mulvihill was supposed to pull Ryan Bowen. I was going to be there. I had some shit to do there too. I wasn't pulling in a match, but squirming my way into being part of the show just by being an idiot. Devin and Michael Todd, Bowen and Mulvihill, you and Aiello. Yeah, that sucked that thing got canceled.
Yeah. A couple of weeks out before it got shut down, they contacted me and told me I would fly in to Chicago Monday. We'd do the photo shoot, which I think was August the 10th. August 11th, that Tuesday night, would be the event, the 601.
Yeah.
And then a couple of weeks before the event, the whole season got canceled.
Yeah, I know. It was a shit show because Bowen was supposed to be pulling my buddy Mulvihill. And then that weekend, like 3 or 4 days later, he was supposed to do a super match against me here at the bottom 8. So that fucked up a lot of things for a lot of people. Well, especially me. Fuck, that sucked.
Right.
So have you ever pulled Mike Aiello before?
Yeah, I've lost to Mike Aiello every time I pulled him. I have never pinned him. They might have been trying to get rid of me quick by arm wrestling him. I'm not sure. But styles make matches because he had lost previously to Matt Mass, and he was complaining that it should have been him pulling Matt instead of me. Of course, that was. Let's see. I think I had lost to Mike Aiello before I pulled Matt Mass. I lost to him at the Nationals. He got first at the Nationals in California, and I got second. But all the film I had watched on Mike was it going in a hook. And when I pulled him, he was just straight into that Jerry Carteret press that I do horrible against. Probably still would if I pulled him today. But I wasn't going to turn it down. I was going to give it a try.
Yeah, because Mike Aiello it looks like he's hooking to a lot of people, but he's not. He is curling his wrist in, but it's all shoulder coming forward and straight down on your bicep. He's not trying to drag you open to the side where you can run your wrist around and try to roll him out. You've got to fight that dude in center if you want to be able to deal with it.
Right.
Because he's putting straight down onto your bicep. It's very, very pressy. But he tries to do it with a hook, right?
Right.
So normally you do well against guys that want to hook.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have never really been hooked. I mean, I guess the closest one to hooking me was Chris Chandler last year at the Illinois State Championships. So he's real good at getting people on the hook, but he couldn't quite get it in.
You were able to keep your rotation.
Right, right. But normally, like when I pull, I try to set up low hand and twist and go out. But against somebody like Dave Chafee, they're just going to get on top of my hand when I do that and push it down, kind of like Barboza did against me. So I've been working a lot now and just going high and just curling over.
So you're pulling a lot of low hand top roll style, just anti-hooking basically, so you could stop losing to all these fucking dirty hookers.
Right, right.
But then whenever you get up against somebody that wants to come high and you're still used to setting up low, you're just giving up the top side of your hand for leverage.
Right, right. We knew that Marcio wasn't going to try to hook, that he was going to go high. And I just didn't think he could take my hand like that. But when he got on top of it, it was over with. It was fast, you know. Yeah, he pretty much handed my ass to me. So.
Yeah, well, Marcio's really good everywhere, right?
It's
kind of surprising that he would have asked for the WAF rules because he can't keep his fucking elbow on a pad.
He wanted the WAF setup, but he wanted the wall. He wanted the wall running files, the 3 running files.
Well, Jesus, just pick something, man. Fuck. I mean, I don't care what fucking rules we pull under, as long as I know what they are. I just need to know what they are so I can try to exploit them to the best of my ability.
Right. I wanted WAL rules when I went to Arizona to pull Don Underwood. And they said, okay, no problem. It's okay. And the night before the match, when they're talking, and everybody's like, we're going to do WAF rules. I said, no, me and Don's going to do WAL. And Don acted like he hadn't heard nothing about it. So I said, whatever, we'll pull WAF. You know, I need to practice anyway.
And how did that go?
I beat Don 3-0 in Arizona.
Yeah, I know. I just like hearing about it.
I've only had 2.
Don Underwood's an asshole.
Yeah, I've only had 2 super matches this year. I pulled Jaggers at Travis's event in January, and I pulled Underwood in Arizona. I won a Tennessee State tournament, not state. I won a Tennessee tournament in March, and then I won the Nationals in Dallas a couple months ago. Going to the Worlds in Paris in a couple of months.
Jaggers. Now, what happened there?
Jaggers went into an ambush with me because he agreed to the wall setup too. So I really don't know how I would have pulled him up high, but when they set us down low like that, all I had to do was just kind of twist him over on my wrist. Second match, he kind of stopped me a little bit. He got in a bad, like a break arm position almost. But first and third match, it was just kind of fast, you know. Yeah.
So you whooped his ass?
Yeah, pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Austin's a pretty bad dude. Right-handed, he likes to hook, but his hook set was okay. He had a lot of problems with guys that were able to put up enough back pressure to stop him from turning him over. Left-handed, his hook is great. No, right-handed, he likes to top roll, sorry. Yeah, right-handed, he likes to top roll, but he's rather easy to turn into a hook. Left-handed, he's really good in the hook, but kind of hard to get out on.
Yeah, well,
and you just went through his hand, no problem.
First and third match, yeah. Second match, I don't know if he just caught me sleeping or what happened, but first match, I didn't know how much power he had. I went right through it. And after he gave me a little trouble on the second match, I hit pretty hard on the third match and went right through it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big, strong dude.
Yeah, he's pretty good. You know, I think he won the Arnold's not long. Well, a couple of weeks actually after I beat him, or maybe a month or somewhere around there.
Yeah, I pulled Austin in May. And so he won the Arnold's between January and May, whenever it was.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was definitely this year.
yeah. He's strong, dude. He is. We tried to get a rematch. I think we had somebody backing out of the match with me, and I think they asked Austin, and he didn't want to pull again. I think he's going to try to work on his wrist a little bit more before he pull. But that's the thing with me. I don't have a lot of options. We asked a lot of people to pull, and nobody. There's not a lot of takers on me. I don't know if it's the fact that everybody thinks I'm not that good, and in the back of a lot of the good arm wrestlers' mind, say, "Well, he might whoop your ass. You better be careful." So I don't know really what the deal is there.
Well, I think it's somewhere around that. Where do you know where you're currently ranked for In the Hook?
I don't know about in the hook rankings. There's a guy that does the rankings down here that has me number one in the Southeast, and I think,
And that's over BJ.
yeah, BJ is ranked number 2 in Mississippi behind me. No, BJ hasn't got a win on me in maybe 3-4 years, maybe something like that.
So when he just gets into arm wrestling and you still sucked, he was getting wins on you.
No. When he just got into arm wrestling, it took him, let's see, maybe somewhere around 3 years. I went to college for 2 years and was out of the gym 100%, and out of tournaments 100% to get an associate's degree. And he started getting some pretty good wins on me. When I got out of college, it took a while to get back to where I was at.
Okay, one sec. I'm just pulling up this rankings here.
I should be 6 or 7, maybe.
Nope, 9th.
Is it 9th now?
You are
Who's
9th.
8th? Who's ranked 8th?
Corey West.
Corey West is 8th. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I guess anybody below that would be pretty badass.
Right behind you is Chance Shaw, and then Mike Aiello, and then Austin. Then Carl
Jack.
Stanley and BJ Fakakis.
Okay.
And then whoever this fucking Corey Bresnan is.
He sounds
I'm totally sure who that is. So for you to move up, you got Corey West, Tim Bresnan, Derek Smith, Todd Hutchins, Dave Chafee, Michael Todd, Jerry Catterat, and then Devin.
That's pretty tall order. Yeah.
Any of those guys you think you can beat above you?
Oh, man. Well, I'm hoping I can get a good win on Tim. We'll see. I'd like to pull Corey again. I'd like to pull Derek. Derek's never pinned me in competition. I got about 3 wins on him. So just have to see.
Derek's another one of those guys that's been around that 10 to 12 year time frame or something, and just really wasn't any good for the whole beginning of his career. He's only kind of really stepped into his size and frame and started really doing well in the last couple of years. When's the last time you pulled with Derek?
Probably a couple of years ago in New Mexico State Championships. Yeah, it was a 2, maybe 3 years, 2 or 3 years. I don't think I was worth a shit then. Neither was he.
So now you're 6'6", and what do you weigh?
303, 305.
So full on super heavyweight. There's no going down to 242.
If I was a beanpole, maybe. I've been 242, but I was like 16 or 17 years old.
Yeah, it'd take a while to get back there. So you think Tim Bresnan is the best matchup for you out of everybody above you?
I really don't know. I mean, that's what I would like to ask your viewers and you guys as well. We don't have a whole lot of options as far as pulling. I mean, I got about 45 state titles from regional to nationals and so forth. And I've got wins on Ron Bath, Matt Mask, a lot of good pullers, Chris Chandler, Jerome Loud, Pablo. I can go on and on. I beat a lot of good guys. So Tim accepted the match, and I'd like to do everything I can to get a win on him. So we'll just have to see, The reason why I was watching your guys' podcast the other day is because somebody was on YouTube and he was sending me private messages saying, "Hey, man, they're making fun of you on beers with bad company and all this." And I decided, I got some beer to watch it because I love a good roast. And I said, I want to hear what they got to say. And I didn't really hear nothing disrespectful at all. I didn't hear no laughing or anything. I just heard you guys predicting Tim, which everybody's entitled to their opinion, you know. And I said, well, hey, it'd be pretty cool to get on the show and talk about it, you know.
Well, I mean, for me, I don't think I've actually ever really roasted on you before. I mean, I've had no reason to.
No, it's just the way the guy made it sound, you know. Sometimes
I do like fucking making fun of people, though. It is one of my favorite things to do, but I think stylistically it's a great matchup for you. You know, a guy that's not going to be, that's like super deadly at throwing his shit inside and forcing you into a hook. You're going to get to fight where you like to fight. Yeah,
well, you know,
I think it's a tougher matchup for Tim than it is for you. Stylistically, Tim's going to need to be stronger.
Yeah, you know, I went to that practice today in Louisiana, and I ran into a guy down there. You might know who he is. In the strap, he was giving me absolute fits. Out of the strap, I was going right through him. But the guy's only about 200 pounds, and he's got about 30 national titles. You probably know who I'm talking about from Louisiana, right?
In Louisiana? Is there anybody any good in Louisiana?
Craig Toulier is pretty good.
Who?
Craig Toulier.
Craig Toulier.
You can't tell me you never heard of Craig Toulier. What about Dan Mosier? Okay. Well, that's right. You guys are a lot further north than I am, so maybe not.
I definitely know Craig and Daniel Mosier. Those dudes are badass.
You actually had me going there for a minute. I believe that.
Yeah, no. North American Arm Wrestling. Look, if I know who Dustin Hyatt is, I definitely know who fucking Craig Toulier is.
I would think so, yeah. But that guy he was loading my wagon in the strap. He's really good. And plus, you know, he's training to go to East versus West. I think he's going January for the one after the next one, you know. Or
who's
February.
He pulling?
I don't know who he's pulling East versus. He might have told me and I forgot, but I know he's pulling Dan Mosier at the Munson Factory 3 in December. So he's got that one in December. And then he's going over.
Mosier like his fucking prodigy?
For a long time. And then
so you got like
yeah, like
father-son type matchup going on there.
Michael Ty versus Corey West, yeah.
Is that happening too?
No, I'm just saying you said father like son, so I'm thinking.
Man, they should save that match for all of these things to happen at the same time.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I would like. I mean, I can't wait to see it. You know, at Louisiana State a few months ago, Dan and Craig got in a match, and it was a good match, but Craig pulled it off. He beat him. So,
yeah, Dan is fucking fast.
He's really fast, and I didn't realize that Craig how much side pressure he had today. It's like pulling Tadzilla. You know, it's crazy strong. You know,
and Craig's also crazy fast as well.
He's really good,
which makes him a really fucking tough matchup for Mosier because Mosier tends to win very fast. Or not. There's not a whole lot of or nots with him lately, but if you can slow that hit down, it becomes a lot easier to deal with him. And Craig being so fast makes it a tough opponent. It's a good matchup, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you're having a hard time with Craig in the strap. By hard time, you mean getting your ass kicked, or it was just really tough?
I took a few ass whoopings for him. And of course, there's a lot of difference in practice and a tournament, you know. At a tournament where the referee's setting you up and you know it's win or go your ass to the house, you're paying a lot more attention. You're hitting a lot faster. And in practice, when you just cut the same way with BJ, if I go to a practice with BJ and I let him take off, there's no coming back. But, you know, in tournament style, if we're ready to go, I don't have that much trouble. Out of the strap today with Craig, I wasn't feeling a whole lot. But in that strap, well, you know, you got a 6'6" guy like myself. Craig's 190 pounds, and I'm having to lower my hand anyway, and he gets the pressure of that strap. It takes a bull to move that guy when I'm at the angle I am trying to move him. But he's also an awesome world champion, you know, a multiple time national champion. So
yeah, at 140 pounds.
No, I think he's like 200. I think I've heard people tell stories about him.
When he won worlds, though, he was little. Like much lighter.
Oh yeah, I've seen him at like maybe I see Tadzilla walking around sometimes at 230, and they say Craig normal walk around weight's like 185 or 180.
And that's now. But
Right.
he spent a lot of time pulling way lower than that.
Really lower than 180?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't remember.
Craig's been arm wrestling a long fucking time, right?
Probably at least 30 years.
Yeah. So when he started, when he was younger, he was much, much smaller. He put on a lot of weight in the last like 15 years.
Yeah, and they was trying to compare that with Tadzilla, that Tadzilla was normal walking around at 220, and he would have to cut weight to get to 180 for the WL, and Craig would actually have to gain a little weight to get to the 180. But, you know, it would come down to them too a lot of times, you know.
I don't know why he wasn't doing 165 when he's only weighing 185. Because he doesn't want to give up any of the gains that he made. It took him so long to put the weight on. He's like, I'm keeping all of it. Fuck your pounds. I'm keeping them. I'll go up.
I guess so.
Wow. Before we get into you and Tim a whole lot, who's the biggest dick in arm wrestling?
The biggest dick in arm wrestling, Herman Stevens.
You don't like Herman? Tell me about why. I got to grab a couple of beers here. I'll be right back. I can still hear you, but tell me why.
All right. We just had a lot of wars, and I hear a lot of bitching and complaining from him. Tried to break my arm a couple of times.
Oh, he didn't try to break your arm.
That's what they say.
That's what who's they?
That's what the
I
guys.
know exactly what match you're talking about. That's that Gary Roberts fucking King of the Table fucking video that they were making. And when you tried to slip out because you wanted straps, he just ran off the pad to pin you.
Right. I didn't really feel nothing, but a couple people said it was trying to break my arm. But I never felt nothing out of the way that hurt or anything.
It was kind of like, did you see the whole Uncle John thing?
No.
You know who Uncle John is, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you now, where he done the same thing.
With Kieran Morrison, yeah, over in at Arm Wars.
Right. Yeah. He was actually defending Herman when that match happened between me and Herman. So I wouldn't surprise me he goes for the same move.
Oh, man, I got accused of that at the last tournament a couple of weeks ago. I got into a match. I took the guy's hand over, and then he's like trying to bail out of there. And fuck that. I did all this work to get a hold of your hand. I'm not letting you out of here. So I started pressing it down and coming straight down his wrist. Like, yeah, it will break your arm if you let me keep going. All you got to do is pull your arm off the table. You got to foul. And if it's low enough, it's in a losing position. I just get to win. But that's your call whether or not you want to stay fighting or let me do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy got all mad and he's like, oh man, you tried to break my arm. You're as bad as Uncle John. I'm like, no. Uncle John is a very nice person. I'm a mean motherfucker. Yeah, I will break your shit. I thought it was funny, but I'm buddies with the guy. But he's newer into arm wrestling. He's 3 or 4 years in. And it's not a malicious thing. That's just competitive arm wrestling. You do what you got to do to win. Fuck it.
Yeah. You know, when I was pulling back in, like I said, I was always trying to get to that setup or get back and get to the strap. The way I'm pulling now, a little more straight over. So I'm not even looking for the strap no more. So I'm pulling a little different. Plus, we was in the WAF setup that day. They was doing that WAF. So in order to get to the strap, I just pull a straight back. Yeah, Herman was pushing on it.
Well, you got to be ready for everything. So you think Herman Stevens is the biggest dickhead in arm wrestling?
He acts that way with me on the table. Off the table, he acts fine. I mean, we talk, we hang out and everything else. But I mean, every match, every time we set up, he's complaining he don't like the way my hand is and so forth.
So he's just a cunt at the table.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody in arm wrestling you don't like personally?
Oh, not really that I can think of. No, I get along with everybody pretty well. So,
well, that's a boring answer.
Yeah, that's what Don Underwood said about me, that I wasn't going to be the one that riled up the match. You know, that I was just the guy that go in there and arm wrestle and get off the table. Never really said nothing negative about nobody. Me and Morocco got in a pretty heated argument leading up to our match. You know, but we talk now some. You know, but him and Rob Vigent was, you know, they made the video about how he was going to win and how that my mass match was a fluke and I wasn't that strong and so forth. So we kind of got ill at each other leading up to the match. But no, I know me. I'm just laid back and don't really say a whole lot, you know.
That's really not fun.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I like people talking shit, saying dumb shit, making fun of each other, especially if it gets all heated. Then it's really funny. And now I can't see you and Tim Bresnan getting too heated with each other.
Probably.
You know, you're a laid back, chill dude, and Tim is too, except Tim's not the guy that'll start it, but I don't want to be the guy that starts it with Tim either. I'll start for somebody else with Tim, not with me.
Yeah, that's why I probably won't get to come back on the show, because I don't raise enough hell. I just kind of talk and humble and go on about my business.
Well, you're a good fucking arm wrestler, so we can like not be drunken idiots some nights, I guess.
There you go.
Whatever.
That was Don Underwood's answer. He said, you know, before the match, Don wanted to know if I would get loud with him on the table. You know, he said, let's give him a show. And I guess my idea of getting loud was different from his. I didn't really say a whole lot. So a little while after that, he said, you know, Wayne, he don't say a whole lot when he arm wrestles, but you know, he wears the beanie, he's got the look, you know, the setup and everything, and he just got a different look than most people. So I guess that works for him, you know. And the
Don
beanie,
Underwood.
right.
Fuck that guy. He's a fat asshole. See, now you and I aren't necessarily like the same kind of person.
Right.
I think Don's a loudmouth prick.
I don't even remember how that match came about. I wanted a match in Arizona, and they picked Don Underwood. But a lot of people thought it was a Mitch match. But the first match, he loaded me decently. Of course, he was elbow filing every other second, but I mean, they let it go on. But
well, he has to. If you stop him, he just keeps going right down. And if you can get the pin and they don't call the elbow foul, he gets a win. And if they do, he gets a chance to hit again, which is his only option. He's not going to win a stop match.
Right.
Because he sucks.
Yeah, I think he's going to stick to commentating from now on. I think he lost to BJ before that.
He's better at commentating than he is at arm wrestling, and I put it on mute every time he talks. Fuck that guy. Because he won't come on my show and argue with me.
Won't come on?
No, fuck him.
Man. I don't go on a whole lot of shows myself. And you know, I noticed you had like you got like almost 5,000 followers or YouTube
Something
followers?
like that, yeah.
I can't get 1,000 to save my life. You know, and I've beat some pretty good arm wrestlers. I got like 779 now. But I mean, I'm old school. I'm not on the internet a whole lot, you know.
Anybody with a wrench, drop that fucking link here for my boy Wayne. See if we can't get him a couple more.
Yeah, if I could get like 1,000, I could do some interviews. But it's I even went on there and paid that fee. What it's like $49 a week to boost your YouTube channel.
Jesus.
And it was like, I paid that shit for 2 weeks and I had 10 subscribers after 2 weeks. And I'm like, well, shit, at this rate, I'll be fucking bankrupt by the time something happens, you know?
I ain't paying no $49 a week to fucking boost shit. Fuck them. I like just having fun. I get drunk, talk shit, talk with guys that I've never met before that, you know, you seem like a fun guy to have some beers with. Maybe when there's no camera, I can convince you to say or do something stupid.
Yeah, when I go to tournaments, I usually, like when I won the Nationals in Dallas last month, I was so hungover at that tournament. One of the girls came up to me, she said, your face is blood red. You know, my blood pressure was up, and it was a tequila, beer, you know, ladies, you name it. That's what when I go out, you know, when I go to tournaments, that's what I do. And I'm showing all these guys a picture of me after I won the Nationals next day in the bed that morning with a bottle of tequila, my face all red. And I said, just think if I'd been hydrated like you guys, what I could have done to you. You know, because they're all in there drinking their water and their Gatorade, and they're using little bands. And I'm over just about to throw up from the night before. And I still win the damn tournament. So.
Were you drinking at the tournament?
Not that one, but usually I am.
You should be.
Yeah.
Especially if you're all hungover. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's just not right for a man to have to compete like that.
Yeah. Yeah, when I pulled Matt Mask, I had drank, I don't know, maybe a fifth of Jack Daniels the night before, and I drank like 14 beers by the time I got on the stage with him.
Oh, yeah? That's not bad.
Yeah. I told my buddy, backstage. I said, I need an extra bit of little kick, so you got to slap the piss out of me before I pull him. He's like, well, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to run off. I said, okay. So he hauls off and just knocks the fuck out of me. And when I go out on stage and at mass, my heart's just racing. I got the adrenaline pumping. I think that was that extra little bit of power I needed.
14 beers and a smack in the mouth. Yeah, that'll get you fired up.
Yeah, I was pretty fired up by the time I got on the table with him. It actually surprised me how I took his hand. But like I say, we was both going to the same move. I felt like if I could get my wrist stronger than his, I had a good chance to beat him.
Well, I think that's why so many people think he was just having an off day, is because of how easily you beat him in his wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you lost a left-handed match that day, too. Who was that against?
Paul Passmore.
Who's a bad dude. But now, that's not really surprising, because Mask's left hand is like, normally it's like, okay.
Right.
But then some days he shows up and his left hand comes with him, and it's just as badass as his right, but not normally.
He texted me about a week before the match, and I'm not taking nothing away from Passmore because he's a monster. But Matt texted me about a week before the match, and he said my left ain't all there. He said, but if you beat my right, you beat the real Matt Mask. And I was like, watching the match first between him and Passmore, and I'm watching Passmore has got Matt stretched wide open with this long arm, and Matt's holding him. I said, holy shit. If this dude is holding Paul Passmore in his power like that, I am so fucked when we get the right hand. And I'm just like, oh shit, this is not going to be good for me at all. Like
maybe he had a good day with his left.
Maybe so.
It's hard to say when you look at the score,
Yeah. I walked outside and Matt was smoking a cigarette after our match, and he was just shaking his head. He's like, I don't know how you took my hand like that. And I was like, well, dude, I was a little intimidated because the night before at the bar at the Hooters, I shook his hand and I said, each one of your fingers felt like a pair of wire pliers. He said, shit, I was thinking the same thing about you.
Yeah, he got a big old hand.
Yeah.
The weird thing about, now you never initiate hook, so you may not have felt it, but between his hand and his wrist is exceptionally long. It's fucking weird. So if you're trying to grab on to turn him around, he can just pull his wrist away from you. And it's just so goddamn long between his thumb and his wrist that he's damn near impossible to hook. Now, Prudnick seemed to have no issues, but Prudnick's hand is just ridiculous.
You see Matt start right here, and then he can take somebody like Marcio and just drag back, and he's always, like you say, with that wrist, it's crazy.
Yeah, anybody that's trying to hook him, like, you need some serious fucking hand strength in there to get in there, because it's fucking wild. So anytime I see anybody that's able to turn Matt into a hook, it impresses the shit out of me. Even if Matt's not in great shape, that's still not an easy thing to do with that dude.
Right. Definitely, for sure.
Fucking Alan Ford keeps fucking messaging me. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking live. Like, shut up.
Alan Ford, I think that's that guy that sort of top rode similar to me until I changed my style most recently.
Alan was a 200-pound guy from my team.
Right. Well, didn't he used to have some pretty good wars with Rob Vidget?
He's got the winning record on Rob.
Right.
That's what I think he even beat Hutchins once at UAL. Right.
In previous interviews, Rob Vidget compared my top row to Alan Ford as far as our style, when he talked about it before.
Yeah, Alan's a very he does use a lot of drag and he keeps his hand high, but it's the cup and side pressure right over top of it and super fucking fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that dude. I would not want to arm wrestle a 6'6" version of Alan Ford. So if he was comparing your shit to Alan Ford's, that's Alan's like he was an elite level dude for a long fucking time. Right. So that's a pretty good compliment. But he's Canadian, so a lot of people won't know who he is.
Yeah, and like I say, I'm kind of at a point to where I really don't know who to pull in super matches. I really don't. Like I said, when I pulled Corey West, I was still dumping my hand. But if you go back and you watch that super match between me and Corey, He had been training for Robbie Burnett for 3 months. 4 days before the tournament, Robbie has to drop out because his wife had some family issues come up. So I got 3 days notice, and I fly to Idaho to pull him.
Jesus.
So if you go back and watch that match, I actually opened his hand a couple of times and got him about that far from the pin line one time. Besides me, I haven't really seen nobody else do that to Corey. So the way I'm pulling now, where I'm kind of going straight over, and if I had a couple of months to train, 2 or 3 months, maybe it'd be different.
It's not even the training, really. If you did that well with him on 4 days' notice, the amount of rest required to do a match at that level is not 4 days.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't going to turn down the free weekend. I mean, I got a hotel and an airplane ticket, so.
All right, you throw in a fucking fridge full of beer in that hotel room, and I'm fucking going anywhere you want.
Right. And like I say, Corey, I'm sure Corey's a lot stronger now than he was then, as so was I. But if you go back and watch, there's a couple of times, even one time Travis calls it a pin, and they say, no, it wasn't a pin, it was close. But I mean, I opened his hand, so I feel confident that I could do it again if I had training time. So we'll see, maybe down the road. I'm only getting older and he's still young though. So
that's a problem. Yeah. You're not going to start getting younger. That's not going to happen.
Right. If the good Lord.
Why did it take you so long to get good then? Why didn't you do that when you were young?
No shit. That's what I think. People ask me why I don't pull in the Masters. And I say, well, I'm a lot better at 41 than I was at 31.
So yeah, Tim Bresnan, I think, is the best choice for you stylistically when you look at the guys ranked ahead of you. Everybody above you on that list, when you crack into that top 10 in North America, there's no such thing as an easy day.
No.
So stylistically, Tim would be the one that I would say you should be going for, just for how your arm wrestling styles work. But dude, that guy shows up strong. He's fucking strong.
Oh, definitely. I got all the respect for him in the world. He's a monster. I can't wait. I'm excited to.
Did you just say that he's a liberal dipshit and you're going to crush him?
Like that. Hey, I like that one.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I'm no fun at all at this. I mean, I'm just talking out the ass and ain't got nothing good to say. Ain't getting the crowd riled up or anything,
Well, that's fucking boring, man.
Liberal dipshit. I had to remember that one.
Well, that's what you said. I mean, how do you forget?
Hey.
But you do think you're going to win?
Yeah, I got all the confidence in the world. I think I got it.
And how are you going to get it done?
The only thing that really worries me about Tim is the way he pulls on that top roll, the way he uses the bottom fingers that he's already mentioned that was kind of weak when he pulled Derek Smith. When somebody clamps down on me right there, I don't like the way that feels. So I probably end up having to go to a referee's grip where hopefully, I can get the win when they close me first. And when they close Tim, they're like ready to go before he can really bite down really good.
He goes to rest grip a lot because of that.
Tim does?
Yeah, so he's quite comfortable in a rest grip.
Right. I would definitely be more comfortable, even if he is as well, than I would be just getting our own grip and him really bite down in the back of my wrist.
And how do you feel about straps with him?
I usually feel a lot more comfortable in the strap than out of the strap. But I definitely want to try it both ways.
Well, all of your low hand that you get used to doing is based on a lot of dragging them open, right?
Right.
So strap tends to do pretty well for a guy that's really drag heavy. Tim has an enormous fucking back and drags really fucking well.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's all back pressure. Yes.
Back, side, rotation. Tim's a bad dude in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how many WAF world titles does he have? He has a few.
You have any?
Who? Me?
Tim.
Oh, I think he has a few.
I didn't think he was that good.
Yeah, I think he's a WAF world champion. Yeah. But I'm hoping to be an IFA world champion. That may not be in some people's eyes. It may not be considered the same thing, but I'll be in Europe arm wrestling, so we'll see what happens.
That's in Paris.
Right. Well, just outside of Paris.
Corey Bresnan, I think that's Tim's illegitimate son, says that Tim's got 2.
2 WAF titles. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be about right. Has he got one in? If he's listening,
Are
does he
those
have?
open titles or like super grandmasters or some shit?
And is it right and left or just right? Or
Tim does not have a left hand.
okay. Well, me and him we're like brothers in because my left sucks really bad.
I am actually surprised Tim's left arm has the strength to get up and hold on to the peg.
Is that bad? Mine will hold on.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty fucking bad. Yeah,
No.
Tim doesn't do left-handed anything. I'm pretty sure Tim couldn't write his name in the snow with his piss with his left hand. His left hand is not strong. So, you are planning on beating Tim, though, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
What's the score? What's the format of the match?
Oh, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a hell of a battle. I'm gonna say 3-2. Me on the winning side.
So it's 3 out of 5?
3 out of 5. From what I was told. Yeah. We haven't run over the rules or anything, so I don't know if it's gonna be.
Where's it happening?
It's happening in a really cool place in Beaver, Ohio, called
Ohio.
Gus's Outback. Todd Allen Jackson got it all together.
Why the fuck are you going to Ohio?
That's where my boy's at. That's where Todd's at. He takes care of all my matches.
Hmm.
So it's just a little country bar up in the mountains where he does all his tournaments at. It's a real cool venue. I didn't pull Marcio there. I pulled Marcio at the Moose Lodge in Waverly, Ohio. It was a different location, but I pulled Dave Chafee at Gus's Outback a couple of years ago. That didn't go too well.
Why?
I got my ass whooped really bad by Dave Chafee. Yeah.
Oh man.
But I'm hoping to
sucks.
take that. Yeah. He beat me there and he beat me at the Mr. Olympia. He come
Why
down.
would I have a bum like you that loses to Dave Chafee on my show? Who the fuck loses to Dave Chafee? Fuck.
I think just about everybody.
Not anymore. Fuck. I don't think he's won a match since Kardashian.
He should do like the best 2 out of 3 instead of 3 out of 5.
Undefeated, except for Levant. Yeah, Dave's a bad dude, and stylistically, the way you come at him, motherfucker, you better be strong to try to come at that hand the way his wrist fucking just clamps.
Oh yeah,
Fucking strong.
When I try to pull him like this and dump my hand, that's a really bad situation for me.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
You want to either come all the way in or bust right out the top of it. One of the two. There's no floating around with him because he just clamps and then he's really strong.
Yeah, straight over.
Yeah, Dave Chafee's fucking strong as shit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, everybody's saying now Cataract will beat Dave, but I don't think Cataract has ever beat Dave Chafee, right?
He hasn't. Stylistically, he's coming right at where Dave goes, straight through, right? So Dave doesn't even bother letting him come down, and because Jerry doesn't flop. He tries to hook press most people. And then if you take his hand, he just lets it go. I don't give a fuck. And we're just going to start the match here with my shoulder in. But Jerry will Dave will grab him lower and let him right into that hook press. But you can't move Dave off center. So, and Jerry seems fairly easy to set up with because he's got to get his body all coiled up onto the table. So he's not trying to fuck around too long. He just wants to go. And they just started and Dave just pulls him right out of center. So stylistically, Jerry has a hell of a time with how strong Dave is in that center.
Right. But, go back to the WAL when Devin Lorette beat Jerry Cataract. Start that match straight. Put Cataract straight and Devin as well, center of the table, and see who would have won that match. Because they was letting Devin get all here.
Who would have won?
Jerry Cataract, in my opinion, 3-0.
What?
Because they was
letting Devin was cheating.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It was all here.
But Jerry wasn't.
That is a good question because Jerry usually calls.
Jesus. That match was an absolute fucking shit show, for sure. But it was on both ends, except Jerry was just trying to say, "Oh, well, I'm being nice. I'm not doing anything." And Devin's, "Oh, fuck you. I'm not fighting you guys and him." And fucking Devin was definitely taking up the role of the bad guy, but not that wasn't close to square for either of those dudes. And when you're Jerry, who wants to get a shoulder committal match going, and you get out shoulder committed, I don't know.
Go back to WL 16 when Travis beats Jerry, and Jerry's complaining about Travis's shoulder coming in. He's like, "Who the fuck are you talking to about shoulder?" He said, "You've been doing this shit for 20 years."
I will never agree with anything that promotes Travis. Fuck that guy too. That would be the biggest dick in arm wrestling. Fuck that guy.
Travis would come in at number 1 for you.
I smacked the piss out of his mouth before I fucking said hello and had a beer with him. Fuck that guy.
So, in your opinion, if he trained up really well and there was $100,000 on the line, could he beat LeVar left-handed?
No, not even close.
It wasn't even LeVar. It was might have been Dennis. Dennis is who that.
No,
Yeah, it was one of them guys.
not even close. Now, Travis is just a shit human being, I think.
He's got
But
his
as an arm wrestler, he's fantastic. He's
What do you want?
entertaining. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's very, very good at what he does. And now he's not one of those guys that's really good at arm wrestling across the board. He's got one way to win. And if he can't get it done, he's out.
Right.
But he is fucking extremely difficult to deal with in that one way.
Yeah, he's really good. He's almost unhookable from the matches I've never seen him get hooked.
Well, that's why he won't pull Dennis.
Right. You think Dennis could sneak that hook in?
I think Dennis will stonewall him when he's at his best. Yeah.
A possibility, you know.
And I think Levon would just let him hit. Now, he might be getting Levon out of center, but it's stopping. And that's even with Levon's injured wrist.
Right. Did you have Levon picked for Devin Lorette?
Yeah.
I'm assuming, yeah. I was wrong about that prediction. I had 5-1 Devin Lorette winning. I must have been really I made that prediction.
Well, you're from the South. Not everybody thinks you're going to be real intelligent. So
right.
I don't think anybody looks down at you for being wrong.
Yeah. Oh, I had a lot of people looking down on me about it. South or not, they was like, "Man, I can't believe you said that." You know.
Yeah, well, Levon is just fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't think we've ever seen that level of strength from anybody in arm wrestling ever. You know, he's just that fucking strong.
Nothing I can remember. No.
Anybody that has ever arm wrestled him says the same thing.
Oh yeah, he's a monster. He's
like
good.
there's just nobody that's ever done it that can beat that dude. It's just not a thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Josh Berger just joined the channel as a light beer drinker. See, now these little guys that got to make a weight class, they drink light beer.
Light beer.
I'm actually trying to make a weight class myself, so I'm on this whole Michelob Ultra thing right now. Apparently, it'll help me get down in weight.
Well, that's what I hear. I've never drank one.
I'm not a fan. I've drank Bud Light for a long time, but that's only light on the price and alcohol content. This has low calorie, low carb, blah, 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 blah. Apparently, that's how Paul Lynn stays so fucking shredded.
Yeah, I've always pretty much drank straight Budweiser. So.
Now, I had the 30-pack of Bud in my hand for tonight's show. And then right beside it was the Michelob's Ultra. And I'm like, I got to stop being so fat for upcoming matches.
Yeah, I've been mostly bourbon and Coca-Cola the last couple of years.
Oh, bourbon. What kind of bourbon?
And Mostly just the cheap stuff like Heaven Hill. Once you mix it with Coca-Cola, it all tastes the same.
Man, I can't drink cheap bourbon.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Fucking weird. So I had a poll up for, I'm gonna say, the majority of the show. Well, maybe half of it. Wayne, who's gonna win? Wayne Withers or Corey Bresnan's dad? And like 67% of the votes think that you're gonna get your fucking ass kicked.
Oh, that's the way it always goes in my polls. I'm never favored. I was favored. It was 70-30 when I pulled Don Underwood.
Oh, you don't have a good poll? Is that an age thing or what?
Ah, shit, I don't know. Who knows?
You get older and your polls go down?
I guess so. I've never been favored in a super match before.
I was making fun of you for having erectile dysfunction there.
Oh.
But you're from the South, so 6'6", right over the head. No problem. What is that?
What's that? A
What is
vape?
that? What are you
That's
doing?
vaping.
Vaping what?
You remember that Russian girl that got in trouble the other day? The girl
No.
that said, I'm sorry. She
No,
was
what are you vaping?
Oh, no, it's nothing. I don't want to talk about it on the show.
Is weed legal in Mississippi or?
No.
Oh, so definitely not weed then.
No, it's not.
Because weed's absolutely legal here and just about everywhere else.
No, wait a minute. Go back to the erectile dysfunction because you said that one over my head. I want to hear it again.
Yeah, you said you don't poll well. I was like, you got old and your poll goes down?
Oh.
Got a problem with polls now that you're old? You don't poll well.
I'm with you now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I just didn't think you was trying to be insulting. So, you lost me there for a second. But I'm back with you now. I'm learning how the show goes as time goes on.
You can't smoke weed? Fucking Mississippi? That's bullshit.
Well, a lot of people do, but you're not supposed to.
Is it like illegal? You go to jail for this shit or what?
Big time. Yeah. Yeah, they don't mess around.
You go to jail for marijuana?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mississippi. Shit, yeah. They put you in jail in Mississippi for just about anything. It's the Bible Belt, you know.
That's fucking ridiculous. The Bible Belt. Then your defense in court should be, it's a natural plant. God made it for us.
Yeah, they don't look at it like that.
Well, who did make it?
Well, according to the Bible, it had to be God, right?
Oh, that's why they call it the devil's lettuce. It's just from Mississippi.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I can't trust anywhere that doesn't allow weed. That's fucked up. Well, the poll closed at only 63% thinking that Corey Bresnan's dad would get the win.
Yeah, I would have been very surprised if you would have said 63% picked me. Like I say,
I'm kind of surprised 36% did. So,
right. And so you just said earlier I was a good match. It was a good match.
I said stylistically, it's a good matchup. I said Tim would have to be fucking way stronger than you to get the job done.
Right.
I just think Tim's way fucking stronger than you. I don't think you're going to win. I think you're going to get your fucking ass kicked.
It very well could be.
I wanted to bring you on the show and kind of giggle about you thinking you could win.
Oh, no. You brought me on the show for it to be a good match.
Nope. Nah. Tim is my buddy, and I want him to win every match.
Oh, absolutely.
I have him as the favorite in this match. Just stylistically, it's a good matchup for you. You know, that's out of all those guys up there, there's a fucking everybody above you is a fucking killer.
Oh, yeah.
I
mean, there's a few behind me too that's pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that top 10 is like fucking ridiculously tough to get into. That's just how it is. You're talking about the top 10 guys in North America. I ain't never been able to get my ass into the top 10.
I just got lucky, I think. I eased in there, but you know.
Well, I mean, you clearly whooped some asses that got you there.
Yeah.
So Mike Aiello is only a few spots behind you. Austin Jaggers, I think he's 4 spots behind you, and you whooped his ass like really fucking bad. It's not surprising that you got up there, but every step you take when you get to that level is a fucking big step, you know?
Oh yeah. You know,
What about going after a dude like Todd Hutchins?
that would be great. I'd love to do that side pressure, man. I don't know about that. That's a weird feeling. Michaello, like I say, I lost to Michaello, but he lost to Chance Shaw, and I beat Chance Shaw, so that's what got me over the Michaello hump. You know,
Again, that's just stylistic matchup.
yeah,
Taking
and
Chance's hand is the best way to get through Chance.
right. Mm-hmm.
Easier said than done, but you do well against guys that are also anti-hook guys.
Right.
So that's why I say Tim is a good matchup in that regard. Tim is also really tough to fucking hook, and you do really well against guys that pull that style.
Right. I think you're jerking my chain a little bit though, because you said you wanted me on the show because you thought I could. I thought I could beat Tim.
No, I thought you have a great style to pull against Tim.
Oh, that's where I missed you a while ago. I thought you said that you just thought it would be funny that I thought I could beat him, but I was like, no, I don't remember.
You do have a great style. That if I was looking at your list, sitting in your spot, Tim would be the guy. Like that's the one I want to run at. Stylistically, it makes sense. Blah blah blah. There's no easy fucking matches ahead. Everything is fucking tough if you're looking to go up when you get to that level.
Right. I don't know if I ever see myself being like at the number 1 or 2 spot. I mean, I'm just happy to be 41 and still get the super matches.
Nah, there's only one guy that gets to sit in that number 1 spot at a time, and he ain't from North America no more. That's for sure.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm also a little pissed off that you're wearing a fucking hat instead of your toque.
Oh man, a lot of people are. There's a good story behind that. And I get a lot of heat for wearing it. Period. But a lot of people don't even recognize me in a hat. I went to Illinois State and sat in a chair for like 8 hours. And when they called my name to finally pull, people beside me was going, Wayne Withers is here. Nobody even knew I was there because I was wearing a hat instead of the beanie.
Yeah, fuck. I saw you at an event with no hat on. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
When I beat Ron Baff, I think I had no hat. And like you were saying earlier, and I appreciate it when you put it out there that they should hit my YouTube channel up, subscribe. But like I had like 34 or 35,000 people watch that match on my YouTube channel, and like 2 freaking people subscribe. So
got to put reminders in there. Hey, fucking hit the button.
Subscribe.
Yeah, man. You put up much content?
Here and there, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot.
What's it going to take for you to down that glass?
This glass?
Yeah.
I don't got a whole lot left. It might take my breath because it's like 40%. I don't know. You guys are trying to get me a little tight, so I talk shit. Hey, it would probably work. It would probably work.
Sack up, big man.
We get there. In a minute.
Man, did you get taught how to chug by a child? Jesus.
Was it that bad?
That was rough. Definitely not something to write home to mom about, that's for sure.
Right. I wish this was a cold beer. But like I say, in Mississippi, you know how it is. Well,
You gotta plan ahead, man. Plan ahead.
Yeah, but see, I had no idea you was cold.
Motherfucker, you were in Louisiana knowing that you were coming on tonight.
No, I was already in Mississippi by the time you text me.
Oh, motherfucker. Oh, you almost got there.
We're getting there.
What's left in that bottle? Also, I now have something else to make fun of you for.
Go ahead, bring it in.
Kind of a pussy to give into peer pressure like that, man.
I'm sorry?
Bit of a pussy giving into peer pressure like that.
I wanted to drink it. I just needed an extra push.
Wait, what? I'm allowed to get hammered on this show? Fuck yeah, man. Let's go. because that would be a lot of fun. Wayne is
If you-
similarly likable to Cody Merritt.
If you can get me riled up on this show, you are the best podcaster ever, because I have like no temper whatsoever. So I'm
What's
excited.
left in that bottle? Pour yourself another glass.
I'm doing it right now.
Because by the time we get through that, if that's 40%, the whole I can get you all fired up. Nobody might understand anything you're saying at that point, but we can get you all fired up for sure.
Damn it, they probably need fucking subtitles right now. I got like the most southern accent in the state of Mississippi.
I thought everybody had fucking southern accent like that. So we got you at least 3 or 4 subs today, and it didn't cost you no $49.99, just a little bit of fucking tequila.
I just have to send you a little bit in the mail. We was at 779 when I come on the show. If we can bust 1,000, I'll send you the finest bottle of whiskey we got in Mississippi.
Oh,
We can bust 1,000 tomorrow.
what's fine whiskey in Mississippi?
Oh man, we got like that blue label Johnny Walker.
Oh, Johnny Walker, that blue. Oh, fuck, that's not whiskey, but okay.
Well, I mean it's Scotch. I mean, but you know,
That's one of the very few scotches I've ever enjoyed drinking.
yeah, and it's hard to go over my head when it comes to whiskey. Anything else I'm not paying attention to, but alcohol, yeah, I'm right there.
I like me some good whiskey. And I actually had a buddy that I don't know. He runs a bunch of construction companies and he doesn't leave his office in his mansion. He made some good money in his days. And you show up there, have a beer with him after work, and he sits behind the bar. He's got all these comfy stools in front of the bar, and he knows what an empty beer can sounds like. You set an empty beer can down, and there's a new one set in front of you immediately. And he asked me the one day, what else I like to drink, or is it just beer? You like scotch? You like vodka? You like what? Like, well, I don't mind scotch, but I don't like cheap scotch. It's like, oh, well, I got this and this. I'm like, nah. If you had a bottle of Johnny Blue there, I wouldn't mind taking a squaggle of that. Like, oh. And the next time I went there, it was like 2 days later. There's a bottle of fucking Johnny Walker Blue Label sitting there. And that shit's not fucking cheap.
Canadian, it should be maybe $2.50 a fifth or something higher.
Yeah, it's fucking rough. But there it is sitting there, and he's like, hey, would you like a glass of this? Absolutely, I would. So I drank it, and then he looks at me. He says, it's beer for the rest of the day for you.
So if that happened, if we busted over 1,000 subscribers, would that suit you? Blue Label Johnny Walker?
Oh, motherfucker, I would drink the entire thing on alive.
On a live, you'd say this come from that crazy motherfucker in Mississippi, and you down it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that big old fucking lumbering, slow fucking Wayne Withers.
No, not slow. Not slow. Now you're crossing the line. Now you know I'm not slow.
Not at arm wrestling.
Well, I'm talking about in general. Where are you getting the slow from?
Well, do you even know how to read?
Read? Oh, now you just fucking being ridiculous. Come on now.
Can you?
Of course I can read.
I didn't know anybody from fucking Louisiana or Mississippi could read, and that's both states.
That's a good one. You know, I was the first one out of my family that could read. So you might be onto something there.
Look, man, I'm fucking surprised. Like, I honestly didn't know that you could.
I had to learn how to read to be a college instructor. I work at the college. But
Yeah, you told me you went to college. I just kind of glazed over that when you went to get your fucking degree there. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this motherfucker's lying to me, so I'm not going to say nothing. Like, did you get one of those like special iPads and stuff that do the talk to text and they write everything down and you push a button and it just reads it back to you so you can hear it instead?
You've been talking to some fucking body. You know somebody that I know. You wouldn't know all this shit.
Well, I've had a conversation with you for like an hour now, and it just makes sense.
Makes sense.
Oh, get that into you, big fella.
I'm trying to.
You're not worried about a little bit of a hangover for tomorrow, are you?
Actually, I've never had a hangover in my life.
You just told us a story tonight about having a hangover to go to nationals.
Well, see, I was trying to see if it went over your head, but you're sharp on your knife sharper than I thought.
Dude, you're trying to have a battle of wits with me. But your gun ain't loaded. That's the slow comment. Just understand that I win.
I guess so. I was way out of line trying to do that.
Have a sip, you'll catch up. So I've got this thing called drunken recall. And if I'm not drinking beer, might have went over my head. But while I'm drinking beers, I will remember everything we did tonight until tomorrow. And then I won't remember shit.
You ever wake up and like, man, I hate I've done that last night?
I've woken up plenty of nights and I didn't even know I did a live the night before.
Oh shit, you get really loaded during these.
Dude, my brain does not work properly without beer.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I get a couple of beers into me and they're like, hey, remember that show? Oh fuck, I remember everything about that show. I just need a few beers, straighten my head out.
Is it a 7-night-a-week thing, or is it through the day as well, or as far as alcohol?
Oh no, I only drink on well, first of all, I only drink on days that start with T. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturday, Sunday, today, tomorrow. Yeah.
Just tea.
And then mostly I drink in the evening, but I do a bit of drinking in the morning or the afternoons, and then every morning.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so not that much.
I'm kind of similar in that way, even though we're miles apart in everything else. I guess in the alcohol we're pretty similar.
Can you drink a lot?
Yeah, I can use a drink. I don't know, maybe a case of beer, and you can't really tell I've drank anything. But
a 24 beer and nobody can tell you're drunk.
I'm usually not drunk on 24 beers. I usually drink like a liter of whiskey and go to bed, and I don't really have a hangover the next morning.
So a liter. We don't have liter bottles in Canada.
Liter is just a little bit over a fifth. It's in between a fifth and a half gallon.
So a 26er is 750 milliliters. And then a 40 ounce is 1.14 liters. And then the 60 is 1.66. If there's a 1 liter bottle, it's an American thing. They don't have those in Canada, which is weird because it's a liter, right? Why the fuck are Americans who use the imperial system having a liter bottle and Canadians don't? Weird, right? All of ours is based off of, like I said, the 750, the 1.14, and the 1.1 or the 1.66 is based off of ounces. 26, 40, 66. Weird. So a liter of vodka, you're damn near approaching on that 40 ounce of or a liter of whiskey. That's a lot of whiskey.
Yeah, I can drink a liter of whiskey mixed with Coca-Cola, and I'm talking just like I'm talking right now. So unless we're going to be on here a really long time, it would take a long time to get me messed up.
I have done 6, 7, and 8 hour lives.
Ooh, no, I won't be here that long because I got to go.
How long is it going to take you to get through your liter? Let's go.
Oh shit, it would take forever.
Well, not if you fucking hurried up. Put that bottle up. Hey, let's go.
Well, you picked the wrong night. You should have picked Thursday. I started to tell you that today, but I figured you might have already had it lined up. So.
Oh, we can do it again on Thursday if you're going to go through a liter of fucking whiskey. Because I just don't. I can drink a liter of whiskey, no problem. But everybody's going to know I'm fucking hammered.
Right.
I'll drink a second liter of whiskey, and you're not going to be able to understand what I'm saying.
What are
you? Do it.
Are you like maybe in weight, maybe around 230, somewhere around there?
A little heavier. I'm probably 250-ish right now.
Well, I seen some super match you had where you was just damn near. Well, might have been Austin Jaggers where you was just in his face, almost slapping him around. Was that Austin?
I pulled a super match with Austin. Yeah. I weighed 242 just standing there walking around 3 days before that.
I'm sorry, somebody's messaging me. Didn't you, what the fuck is this? I don't know who that is. Somebody trying to sell me some injection withdrawal. Okay. Anyway, didn't Corey, didn't he pin Jaggers left-handed? Is that right?
Corey
Bresnan?
whooped Austin left-handed in the tournament.
Right,
Crushed
so-
that dude
But he lost to Jaggers right-handed.
in the
Is
super match. Yes.
Okay, so that was kind of eye-opening to me because Jaggers has some pretty good wins left-handed.
Yeah.
No, he beat Passmore. He beat I think that black dude from Oklahoma that's real good left-handed.
Oh, geez, okay, you can't talk like that here, man. I know you're from a southern state, but motherfucker, Jesus Christ.
What?
Being all racist and shit.
Shit, man, all my girlfriends are black.
Yeah, that was still racist. Anyway. Was it Bryce Talton?
Yeah, Bryce, he's really good. Yeah, so,
Yeah, Bryce is fucking awesome. Man, I had Bryce and Austin both on the show trying to get some shit talking going. And now Austin, when he gets drinking, he's a fucking savage weirdo. Bryce, nicest guy in the fucking world. He won't fucking talk shit to anybody.
well,
I couldn't even convince the guy to say, yeah, I think I'll win.
man, he's like worse than me then. Damn.
Way
Man,
worse.
Me and him did not want to have a podcast together because
We got you. It was hard to get fucking saying anything. Well, talking shit wise. Cody Merritt, who talks no shit at all either. And then Bryce Talton just will not fucking say nothing to nobody about anything. Except, oh man, you're so strong. It'd be an honor to compete with you. What the fuck? Wayne, get that tequila back up to your lips there. Fucking no breaks. You don't get breaks tonight. I gotta take a piss. Now, while I'm going taking a piss, you need to finish your drink, pour yourself another one, and then explain to everybody that, I don't know. Well, Bryce doesn't really arm wrestle right-handed. Huh. I had something. I don't know.
Don't tell me that Northern IQ is going south.
No, I'm just, there's an awful lot of things that I don't necessarily want to say that I want to say.
Hey, we can say it tonight because you got me on.
Not while we're live on YouTube. We cannot.
You can blame it all on the guy from the south if something is not right.
YouTube has rules, and I like prodding at people, and I just got to make sure that YouTube will allow me to say some of this stuff. You got to change your name on YouTube to Whiskey Wayne Withers, and down yourself a good little glass there at the beginning of all your videos.
Yeah, that would work. That's what they called me, Whiskey Wayne. Man, because I down a lot, man. Like I went through some bad breakups recently, and I was just going through like half gallons every day. Damn. It was hard.
What's a half gallon?
Oh, shit. I would probably have one if it went in the garbage. That's right, because it's different in Canada. But
Put that in liters for me.
Oh, man. Shit, I can't add subtract. Now, you know you're talking to somebody from Mississippi, right?
Yeah, I know. Slow. How many of those 1 liter bottles fit in a half gallon?
Oh, man, at least 3 or 4.
In a half gallon? You are out of your goddamn mind.
It's pretty.
No. Your math is really fucking bad.
A liter? It would have to be at least 3.
In a half gallon.
At least 3 liters.
While I go take a piss,
maybe 2 and a
somebody
half.
in the chat, figure out how much liters to gallon, what the actual conversion is.
2 and a half. 2 and a half.
2.5. Oh, geez. 2.5 liters of whiskey every night.
Fuck yeah. Every day. That's when I work night shift.
So you get off work, drink 2.5 liters of fucking whiskey, get a few hours sleep, wake up, go to work.
Wake up and go to work that evening.
Without a hangover. And do you have a license still?
I do. I do have one. I've been very lucky. You know how I told you I was going to listen to your show the other day and drink?
Yep.
I actually drove when I left. I drank a liter and I drank 4 25-ounce Budweisers. Then I drove to the massage parlor and then I drove home.
You realize you shouldn't say things like that out loud publicly on the internet on a live show.
No, I didn't know that. Should I get off like right now?
Make sure that we say this is
I'm only-
all for the show and it's not real.
I'm only kidding. I didn't do that at all.
Yeah, as long as you say that, you're good. I'm gonna try
Right.
one of these things. I got this weird sour watermelon, but it's 5% and it's big, so I'm gonna drink it.
See, now we're going to have the YouTube police after me. Damn.
Nah, as long as we say it's a joke, it's okay. So a gallon is 3.7.
A gallon.
So a half gallon is less than 2 liters.
Man, that can't be right. I'm going to go get a half gallon. And when I come back,
1.89 liters in a half gallon.
that just doesn't seem right at all.
Dude,
If I go get a
telling
half
ya,
gallon,
if
I go
you're
get-
calling people in my chat a fucking liar, when they got the Google machine working, you're probably getting proven wrong.
yeah, it's a possibility, but damn,
You
that
also have
doesn't.
to keep in mind, half of the people that watch this show,
Are fucked up or drunk or
oh,
what?
they're all fucked up. Like nobody's watching this show if they're not fucked up. It's just not even entertaining. Yeah, Roy Baker, fuck you. It's a bit of a girly drink. It's sour watermelon. It's not very good. It's very fucking sweet. But yeah, half liter or a half gallon is 1.89 liters.
1.89 liters. I stand corrected.
Just under 2 of those 1 liter bottles. So 1.89 is actually less than 2 of those.
Mhm.
That's a lot of fucking booze, though.
Yeah, I can hold a lot. And like I say, a 12-pack of light beer, I can't even tell I drink shit. When I was in Dallas for the
I thought you said you ain't never had a light beer.
oh man, just
Never had a light beer, never had a hangover. Now you're talking about drinking 12 packs of light beer and can't feel it and went to a fucking event with a hangover.
anytime I want to get drunk, I hadn't had one. I actually bought a 15-pack of Natural Light when I was in Dallas after I won the Nationals. I said, this will be okay for the night. Like an hour later, I was out of beer, 2 hours tops. So I had to call DoorDash to bring me another 6-pack out of Heineken.
A 6-pack of Heineken because 12 beers didn't cut it for an hour.
15.
Well, what are you going to do in the next hour?
Go to bed after I call the escort service.
Go to bed sober, I guess. Are you allowed to just call escort services there?
Oh, yeah, everybody does. Well, I'm sorry.
Fuck.
We're live. We're live. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's no taking it back.
I was kidding.
Now, when you say everybody does, give me all these made up names that's part of everybody.
No, the sites are out there for everybody, but I'm sure everybody don't do that. I don't want to talk bad on Mississippi.
Yeah, that's not legal here in Canada.
For real. Well, I mean, it's not legal here, but I mean, they have the numbers you can call, you know.
Really?
My personal experience is a lot better than a relationship.
Cheaper. Hooker and a Molly maid. They don't take half your shit when they leave in the morning.
And all they're asking for is a Motel 6 and a cheap bourbon, bottom shelf. So, you know.
Yeah, call them up. You pay for an hour. And when you're done 15 minutes later, be like, motherfucker, you better be washing up baseboards and making me a sandwich because I still got 45 minutes of your time left.
Yeah, so
Yeah, go ahead and make my lunches for the week.
it's way better than having to deal with the relationship where you got to take them out to Red Lobster. You got to, you know, buy the expensive whiskey and you got to buy the Hilton instead of the Motel 6. So, you know.
Now, I love my wife. She is way too pretty to be with me. And, yeah, I can't figure all that shit out, but love her to death. But I got to take her to Red Lobster, at least for her birthday every year. And I am deathly allergic to shellfish.
Oh, fuck.
And just from like sitting in Red Lobster while she's eating, so I would always order something that's got nothing to do with shellfish. But I mean, you're in a fucking Red Lobster. When you tell the waitress, like, "Hey, can you tell the chefs that we got to be careful about cross contamination? I'm allergic to all shellfish," and they're like, "You're at a Red Lobster, you fucking idiot." I'm like, I know, but she's prettier than me, and she wants Red Lobster for her birthday. So, what do you want me to do about it? So, usually about halfway through her meal, I got to get up, and I always go to the same Red Lobster because there's a drugstore right next to it, the Rexall. And halfway through the meal, I got to walk over to Rexall, barely able to breathe, and chug a bottle of Benadryl. And then I just sit up front at the bar and get drunk with whoever's fucking serving booze while she finishes her food.
Damn. Sounds like a wild night.
Oh, man. When she gets angry, she tries to like stuff crab legs in my mouth.
Oh, shit. Oh,
She's pretty, but she's crazy.
well, the crab legs will probably do it.
Yeah, definitely gonna die. Oh, you're not gonna leave that little sip in that glass, are you?
Not all night, but I'll go ahead. What if I have my first ever hangover tomorrow? You need to give me your personal cell number so I can call and cuss you out if I do.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. You have me on Facebook. Just hit the fucking call button on the top of it. You can do that. And this way I don't have to pay long distance charges.
There's that northern IQ kicking in again. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Me neither. And you're getting a whole lot funner.
Yeah.
What is the most fun party you've ever been to at an arm wrestling event?
Oh, man. Man, if you hadn't asked me, I could have told you. Oh, man. Damn. I've been to so many cool after parties, before parties, and usually it's with your best buddy. Your best buddy in arm wrestling.
Fuck that guy.
Travis Bajan. Man.
Yeah, that lippy prick. I only call him a lippy prick because of the cleft palate thing.
I know he was riding around Atlanta one time and he was smoking something he shouldn't have been driving down the road downtown Atlanta, you know. And this guy can talk
cigarettes. Ah, dirty fucker.
He was smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
and
dirty fucker.
We're driving downtown Atlanta and we're going in. This is for a wall motocross event where we're all just going to basically stand on arm wrestling tables and let the public arm wrestlers for like 9 hours straight. And there's this little booth where these little cute little girls are selling, giving away monsters to us because we're with the WAL. And I must have drank like 9 monsters. I didn't sleep for 3 fucking days. But I remember we're going in there. We're going in, and the guy, there's a policeman there with a German Shepherd checking the cars coming in. And Travis is smoking his cigarette. He's like, oh, fuck. You know, he flicks it out, and you can still smell the cigarette in the car.
As long as there's no more cigarette rolling paraphernalia there, you're good.
We roll up, let the window down, and the policeman, he's like, oh, I'm Travis Bajan. I got to get back here for this BWL tournament, blah, blah, blah. And the policeman, unless his nose was 100% stopped up, he could have smelled the cigarette. So he let us go right on through. I'm like, this guy can talk his way out of any fucking thing, you know.
Or he just doesn't care.
Possibly.
I don't think those dogs are really looking for cigarettes, though.
No, possibility.
They're probably not trained for that because the human nose can pick that one out themselves.
Right. They're hooked on cocaine, in other words.
Fucking cop dogs, you know? All those police dogs out there, they all have cocaine problems.
Mm-hmm.
Heroin and shit. Can't trust a drug dog, man. A drug addicted dog, they will fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
They will bite a hole right into your ass to get the drugs out of you.
Oh, yeah. They will mess you up.
Like, how bad do you need to have your drugs to eat somebody's asshole to get them? That's fucked up.
I've been in parts of South America where it was really hard to get back over here to the States. You know, when you get to the airport, they're like, these next few questions are going to be real important. You know, you need to answer them very carefully. When's the last time you looked at your luggage? Did anybody give you something to put in your luggage? Did somebody put something in your luggage? It's all these questions, plus a German Shepherd right there waiting to sniff. Then when you get back to Miami, you know, they line you up in a straight line with everybody else, and the German Shepherd walks down beside you. So it's really hard. I don't know how
to go where?
Like to South America, Colombia, Peru, places like
Colombia,
that.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, your luggage weighs 6 kilograms heavier than it did on your way down.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of souvenirs you buying there, motherfucker?
Yeah, for real. When you walk down the street and you get offered cocaine to you like 3 or 4 times before you make it from one block to the next, you know you're in a bad neighborhood.
Why are you walking through those neighborhoods?
Sightseeing.
Sightseeing because there's no phones to call the escorts.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't know I was
But they're
allowed.
everywhere too.
Yeah.
Stumble into the right house and you can do it live on camera for everybody back home.
Yeah, and see, I'm probably, like you said earlier, I'm probably the most humble hell raiser in the whole business of arm wrestling, because everybody that actually knows me personally knows that that's what I'm doing when I'm going out to these tournaments. You know, I want to get there, and I'm always so fucked up by the day of the tournament because I showed my ass the night or two before, you know. But then I'm always just humble and laid back, and I'm everybody's friend, right?
Do you ever
If you
think
wanna
about
go to-
showing up to the events like the night before the tournament, getting a good night's sleep, resting, getting ready, going to the event, and doing well, and then sticking around for a few days and do the party afterwards?
That would be probably a lot better. And I'm thinking about doing that in France because it's going to be the world event. I probably need to have all my guns loaded, right? So maybe the first night when I get to France, because I get there on Wednesday, or maybe the next night, that Thursday, and then take Friday off, get hydrated real good.
Well, when you're going that far, it's a little different because you got to get acclimated. Time zone changes. You don't want to be competing when you're used to sleeping.
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
So going overseas, dealing with that jet lag is usually a pretty good idea to get there a couple of days before just to get used to that. So maybe get there, get your one night of partying in, whatever, and run that day out as long as you have to so that you just go to sleep at a normal time and all of a sudden, bam, you're right on time schedule over there.
Right.
But you need a few days to get used to being on that time schedule too.
Right.
But you work nights, right?
I did. I worked days, night to college. I worked nights for 3 years.
You work at a college and you can't read?
Oh, I told you I could read.
You carry around one of them like sweeping pans all day or what?
Shit. No, I told you I could read. I said the rest of the family couldn't.
Yeah, but I still don't believe you. I mean, you've lied to me so many times live on the air tonight. I'm just assuming you're a pathological liar. Are you a pathological liar, Wayne Withers?
No, I can tell you the truth.
Or you can. You know what a pathological liar would say if I asked him that question?
They say the truth.
Right. That's exactly what a liar would say because they can't tell the truth. So they have to lie and say they can tell the truth. You know what an honest person would say if you ask them if they're a liar, though?
What's that?
No, I can tell you the truth. Either way, you're fucked when I ask you that question. I love it. It's my favorite question to ask people. That's that Northern IQ again.
I'm telling you, you're on point with it. I didn't know I was gonna have to bring my IQ into this. I thought we just talked arm wrestling because nobody in arm wrestling has a high IQ. So
well, Ryan Bowen and RVJ both have a 165. So that's pretty high. I know fucking double digits is tough for you to keep up with, but 165 is like really high.
Can I pick on Ryan Bowden and then ask your honest opinion about my question?
Pick on Ryan Bowen?
Sure.
Yes, you can ask my honest opinion about anything. Whether or not you get it, we'll find out afterwards.
So on a podcast several months ago, maybe even a year ago, Ryan Bowen was talking about matches that wouldn't be the same. And of course, America might agree with him as well. I mean, it don't really matter, but the match that he brought up was, I'll give you one guess. Me and a Canadian that would not be the same in a WL format. So he was saying that.
No clue. You're going to have to tell me.
Right. So he was saying me and Matt Mask would not have been the same if we would have pulled in WL. But he picked me out of everybody in the fucking world. And at the same time, he was wanting to pull Rob Vidget Jr. Me and Ryan have been pulling about the same amount of time. I've probably been pulling longer than Ryan. But he thinks he could beat, he thinks that he could beat RVG, but I couldn't beat Matt Mask.
Right.
And they beat Matt Mask. He hasn't beat RVG. So that was kind of a dickish move, I think, on his part.
Why?
Well, I mean, like I say, saying I can't do something, but he can. And like I say, I actually did it. He didn't yet. RVJ in his own right was at the time, or still is, the Michael Tyler of the WL. He's the champion of his weight class. Matt Mass, I understand, is a good arm wrestler, but he wasn't the champion. So he was like really lowballing me, saying I couldn't beat somebody that wasn't the champion, but he could go in and beat the very best that the WL had to offer and pulling less time than me.
Okay.
In a way, it seemed like that was just a slap in the face to me.
Okay.
I was wanting your opinion on that. What did you think? Do you think that he had grounds for that, or he was wrong or right?
Well, ask it again. I wasn't listening.
I think I'm falling in love with you.
No, seriously, just give me the very, very short version of that exact same question. So it's a very direct.
No, I mean, I was just saying, like, what do you think that he was right about that he could compete with RVG?
And he's been arm wrestling for a shorter period of time than you.
Right.
And for you to compete with Mask.
Right. I couldn't beat Mask at WL, but he can beat their champion. Matt wasn't the champion.
Okay.
So it made it feel like to me that he kind of needed to get off his high horse.
There's a lot of things there that are completely irrelevant. Like time in. There is dudes that go into the sport and 5 years in, they are badass motherfuckers, and you spent 5 years in the amateurs, unable to win a match.
Right.
Unless you lied to me about that, which is probably the case.
No. That was a true story.
Yeah. I mean, a true story from Wayne Withers is like, children's famous.
You haven't called me lying about anything but the whiskey. The leaders, that's it.
Or the hangover.
What about the hangover? I've lost you on that one.
You've never had a hangover in your life?
Oh man. I've had those few times, but I mean, I'm talking
so you have had a few hangovers, just not one in your life.
Well, I mean, I've had a.
Is that where the honesty is? Is like I've had more than one in my life. So when I say I've never been hungover in my life, I haven't been drunk one time in my life. Motherfucker, I've been drunk 3 times this week. Of course, I've been drunk at least one time in my life, but it's not one time. It's a lot.
No. I think you misunderstood what I was trying to say. Maybe
I never drink a light beer before. I don't know. I had a 12-pack of these light beers. I thought that'd be good, and apparently I need to drink a lot more than 12 light beers. Motherfucker, you lie all night.
No, it's called entertainment. There's a difference there.
So lying for a purpose makes it not lying.
Exactly.
I like you. You need to explain this shit to my wife.
Yeah.
I only lied to you because I was afraid of getting beat up.
Yeah. For real.
All right. So the whole Bowen thing. One, that time in thing doesn't really affect anything once you've had a few years. Nobody's walking in and winning a world title a year in, right? It's just, I'm sure there actually have been people that have done it, but that takes a very, very special person that everybody's going to know about. But generally, it takes a few years to get in your stride. You spend 6 months feeling awkward at the table. And then once you start getting comfortable, then you start gaining. And, the first 2-3 years is a lot of growth. And usually around year 5, you can tell what people are up to, where they're going to head. And from there, it's whether or not they're going to put the work and effort in to get really fucking strong after that. So whether you've been arm wrestling 10 years or 13 years. So Bowen started in 2012. You started in 2009.
Right.
That's that Northern IQ again. You never told me when you started.
Right.
But Bowen started at the same time I did in 2012. So at this point in 2022, when we started irrelevant when it goes back that far, right?
Agreed.
So lots of guys have become the top dog in 5 years.
Dave Chafee, 3 or 4 years, right?
No. Nope.
More.
That's that Southern IQ coming out again. No, Dave was arm wrestling for a long time before he won his world title. And he won his world title at 242.
I think Dave started about the same time I did, as a matter of fact. I think after he broke his arm.
He broke his arm in 2008, I think, against Doug Allen.
Okay. 3 years later, he was a world champion, from what I understood, what I heard.
So he broke his arm in 2009, I think. He started in 2008, something like that. And then 2012, he won the Worlds. And then 2013 is when I first met him at the MGC.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I said, a few years in, you can get an awful lot of growth. After that, your time, how long you've been in the sport is not relevant. Saying you're a more experienced guy because you've been arm wrestling 8 years instead of 6 isn't a big thing, because we've already gotten to that, that threshold
Right.
of where experience really matters. Now, you're going to like high level events, guys being under the camera, everybody watching, whether you deal with pressure and stuff, that affects a lot of people. So experience can matter for that, I think. But I don't think his comment had anything to do with experience. I wouldn't put any relevance on that. Him saying you can't beat Matt Mask, but he can beat RVJ. Like I said, sometimes newer guys are just, destined for greatness at this shit. So whatever.
Right.
But to say you can't do something, yeah, it's a dig at you.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
But nothing to do with the timeline.
Right.
When it happened, I was on that fucking side of the fence where, like, yeah, Wayne's good, but he's not beating Mask at a WL event where he's had 2 months and he's ready to go and he's getting paid to do this. I was one of the guys that said Wayne won because Matt was paid to go, not to win.
Right. And a lot of people, I got death threats almost over that match. But the thing I couldn't understand was,
I want to hear more about that part.
Oh man, I got some talking to online. You think you said something about the South tonight? You hadn't said shit compared to what I heard online about that match. It was horrible.
I want to hear about it.
You old fucking redneck. You can't beat nobody outside of Mississippi if there's 20 people in the class. Just all this stupid shit. And the thing that I kept going back to was the fact that Matt Mass is 148 pounds and he's like a skeleton walking around. I'm 330. I'm a big dude. Why couldn't I beat him? I never could really understand that.
Well, because he was a high profile guy in front of people. He was getting a lot of attention. He's on the main cards of these WL events. And to think that somebody that they don't know who they are is going to beat him, it's not possible.
Exactly.
That's why.
But
that's their ignorance.
I had beat a lot of people. They just didn't know me. Where it all started was late 2018. I had worked a 12-hour shift. I come home Saturday morning. Saturday morning is my Saturday night. So I done drank like 10 beers. And I said,
Light beers though, so you're still sober.
Oh, no, it was full flavor, but I was still sober. I'm going upstairs to go to bed. I get a call from Travis Bajent. Hey, look, Ryan Bowen is doing the pound for pound arm wrestling tournament down in Louisiana, which was like 6 hours away. I'm like, well, I just worked a 12-hour shift. I got to go to bed. I got to go to work tonight. And I hang the phone up. I said, well, hey, look, my buddy might want to get some overtime that works the opposite. I'm 7 on and 7 off, and he works the off shift. So I called him up. He's like, sure, I'll come in and work for you tonight. So I put a couple of spoons of peanut butter in my mouth. I drive the 6-hour drive to Louisiana, and there's some really good pullers there. Herman Stevens is there, Robbie Burnett. There's some good arm wrestlers, and I breezed through the whole tournament. I won the whole thing, and like I say, I hadn't trained in a while. I said, if I would really put some motivation into my training, and I could be really good at this. So I had 3 months to train for Alabama State Championships. I get there, more talent than I've ever seen in my life. Josh Reichert, Kentucky national champion, Paul Passmore, Nathan Adams, the list goes on and on and on. One of the 200-pound arm wrestlers there walked up to me and he's like, I don't know who's going to win your class, but I've never seen this much talent at a state tournament. And I never broke a sweat. I won the whole tournament, doing good, won the overalls. Then I find out the WL is doing King of the Table tournaments around the United States, 4 free tournaments. So I fly to Pennsylvania, and out of 235 competitors, I win the whole tournament. Sean Latimer, a bunch of other good arm wrestlers was there. And like I say, I'm doing pretty good around the United States. And then, we tour with the notion to pull Matt Mask, and I feel like I have a good chance because we pull similar, the low hand top rope. And everybody's like, no fucking way this didn't happen. But I had trained my ass off, and you're probably right. He probably wasn't taking it that serious. I wouldn't have been. But he just smashed Gasparini 4 weeks before that. So the way I looked at it was I had just pulled an old Chevy out of the woods, completely restored it, painted it, and everybody that walked by that fucking truck's like, you didn't do that, somebody else did. That's the way it felt after beating Mask. If you can relate to that anyway,
No, I get it. Because that's just how matches go when you've got a higher level dude losing to somebody that's just kind of coming out of the woodworks, right?
Right.
They always want to look to say why this guy lost and not why this guy won.
Right.
That's arm wrestling.
It's like Ron Bath said, you got to have thick skin to be in the sport, right?
Or not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Some people got wide shoulders. They can take it. Not me. Mine are slanted. Shit just rolls off my back. I don't give a fuck. But I actually picked you to win that match against Matt.
Come on.
Definitely did. I was also one of the first guys to say, yeah, Matt wasn't showing up proper either. So first, I called Matt losing that match, and then I made excuses for Matt afterwards.
Yeah, I really didn't even know you watched me pull back then.
I watch arm wrestling, man. I love arm wrestling. Yeah, I'm a fucking drunk idiot, but I love arm wrestling. What else am I going to do when I'm sitting around drunk?
I remembered I was watching your podcast one day and somebody was saying, like, I think it was Corey. He was asking about Austin Jaggers because he had the match coming up, and they're like, well, he just lost to Wayne Weathers. He was like, shit, this year? And I'm thinking, come on, man.
Well, when I did all of my research and shit, I didn't give a fuck about his right hand. I was only looking at left hand because that's what I was pulling with him. So I actually didn't even find out that you beat him until later, because anytime it'd show up a right hand match, like, I don't give a fuck. I didn't watch it. So when he said Wayne beat him, I was like, what? Really? Because the way he breezed through Arnold, and then all the conversations I had with him, he was talking about how his right hand is, left was always his thing, but now right hand's way better. Okay. Now I got to arm wrestle with him left-handed. I know what level his left hand's on. And for him to say that his right's just way better than his left, I was kind of surprised whenever they said Wayne beat him after arm wrestling with him and knowing where he goes, what his style is, your style. I would have got that one wrong. But we can't be perfect. Everybody fucks up somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
We got a super chat in here, actually.
That's awesome.
It's directed towards you.
Oh, shit.
And it's a question and the answer, which is really fun. So I get to ask you the question and then answer for you.
I like it.
Repulsive Gravity wants to know, Wayne Withers, do you believe in Bigfoot? The answer is yes.
I do, actually. I've seen that motherfucker. I have.
Really? Okay. I got to hear this. And you guys, any more questions like that? I got to hear them. But Wayne, Tell me about seeing Bigfoot.
Well, I'm looking down at it right now. That's a 16.
How's that impressive?
How's that what?
How's that impressive?
Shit, that's like the biggest foot around. That's a big foot. He asked if I'd seen Bigfoot, right?
It's a 16.
Nobody in Canada has a 16.
Everybody in Canada has a 16.
Oh,
Motherfucker, I wear a 13 and I'm only 6 foot.
a 13?
Yeah.
Damn.
And a triple wide. So I'm actually supposed to be like a 12, but a size 12 triple wide is not big enough. I will blow the sides out of the shoe. So I get a 13 triple wide, which is what my brother wears. And I buy his shoes and I bring them to him and I make him wear them for a month or two so they stretch and then I can wear them.
Oh, man. I think that dude was trying to make a crack at me, whoever sent that super chat in. I hope he's
Big
not
B wears a fucking 14.
the one who sent the super chat.
No, that's repulsive gravity. I have no idea who he actually is, but I'm hoping he was trying to take a crack at you. It makes it a little more funny.
No, man, that's horrible.
Why, you don't believe in Bigfoot?
Believe in Bigfoot? No, I don't think he is this. No.
Oh, see, this is because you don't know how to read.
No, that's not it. I gotta go take a leak myself. I'll be back.
You go take a piss. We're gonna make fun of you for a bit. Let me know when you come back.
Oh, motherfuckers. Damn.
All right, guys. While he's out taking a piss, any more questions that you have for him, whether they're roast or not, I would definitely like to hear. Fuck. I don't think my wife is watching the show tonight. So I don't know if the bell's gonna work. But yeah, any questions are hilarious. Shaq does not wear a 32. Jesus. Oh, hey, baby.
Okay.
I was hoping you could bring me a pack of smokes, please.
They're right beside you.
I don't need you to bring me smokes. I didn't know if they were here. I thought they were in the freezer.
They're right beside you.
Yeah, well, glad you're smarter than me.
Okay.
So not only are you pretty, you're smart too. But I did ring the bell.
Talking to Tax.
Oh, again? Well, that's awesome. Beer. Oh, thank you, baby.
I love you.
Love you, honey. Shaq wears 32. No, he doesn't. Nothing wrong with Bigfoot. Absolutely not. Bigfoot is definitely real. Beer Man is oddly proportioned. Yes, I am. Yeah, Jess is too smart and too pretty and all sorts of other things that I don't deserve her. I'd like to tell you I keep her around because I got a big dick, but that would be lying, and I don't lie, unlike Wayne Withers. Wade, welcome back. I didn't know you were here.
Never told a lie or lie. Never have.
And that's true because you singulared it, right? I've never told a lie.
A lie. Yeah.
And then I've told multiple lies.
Now you're catching on to me. There
Right,
we go.
because that took me a while to keep up. So we've got a few questions. The first one was, can Wayne count to 10 or past 10 without taking off his socks?
I mean, seriously, I'm trying to fix this. I'm having to charge my phone, but where would they get the fact that I couldn't? Is it because Mississippi or what?
But you're the only person that said it was a fact. They just asked a question. So
Okay.
if you're wondering where they got the fact that you couldn't, I'm going to go ahead and say the answer to that is yes, he must be wearing sandals or take his socks off to count past 10.
Why?
Because you said it was a fact. And if it's a fact, that means it's an absolute truth, which means you can't. So
I think you're egging these people on. I think they're actually good people. They're just listening to you talk.
well, Wayne, the honest to God truth is nobody
Uh-huh.
asked that question. I made the entire thing up.
That sounds more right. That's right.
Now drink the rest of that tequila.
I can now because I just found out something when I went to piss that I didn't know.
What'd you find out? You don't got to work tonight.
I can't I can't say it on the air because we're on YouTube.
But you can tell me when we get off the air.
Yeah, I can do that.
How long you have to be on the air tonight? Because we'll wrap it up whenever you're done. But
Well, I should probably be in bed right now because I gotta go to work in the morning, but I'm kind of my own boss, so it don't really matter. Is that light fucking everybody up? Because I had to move that over.
not a big deal. I mean, I see you fine, and if anybody has a problem with it, fuck them. That's just what we got to do.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You'll learn this about me. I don't give two fucks about nothing. Not two. Generally, when I wake up in the morning, I reach over, I open my drawer, and I grab 10 fucks out of there, and I put them in my pocket. And then I go out the door, I start my day, and when I come home, I got at least a dozen. Not only did I not give a fuck the whole day, I found a few more that I could store up. I don't give two fucks.
Oh shit. I believe that.
Well, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Whatever. So apparently while you were going to the bathroom, you found out you had VD, and that's why you're allowed to drink more tequila tonight.
Oh yeah.
Tequila is really good for curing, mostly syphilis, but yeah, you can't catch syphilis when you're down in Mexico.
Are you serious?
I have no fucking idea.
Oh man, you have my hopes up there for a minute because
Man, 90% of statistics are made up on the spot.
I've been wondering about that. Not the tequila in Mexico, but I've been wondering, will whiskey slow down the STD rate?
Well, I ain't never had one, so apparently beer does pretty good.
Well, not really. I could actually teach a class on STDs.
Well,
If you got-
I'm glad I've never had one because I am fucking severely allergic to penicillin.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
A couple penicillin sheet. I can't say you didn't got me tight now.
Right. Nobody can tell if you're drinking.
Well, yeah, but still I'm hitting this vape too. But a couple penicillin pills and a shot, you're usually good. But I mean, it's there's only
Yeah, I
a
can't do penicillin. Can't do it.
20% chance you're going to get it anyway on most STDs.
Is that another one of those statistics that was made up on the spot?
No, that's research.
You don't know how to read. Stop lying to my fans.
No, I can read good.
Like real good? Gooder than me?
That's not a word.
Well, it is.
Gooder?
Yep.
No, actually not in the alphabet.
Right, because the alphabet only has letters in it.
I knew you was going to say that.
So why would you say that?
Just to see if you would catch on to it.
Right. Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
You're trying to fuck on me?
Yeah, I was trying to get one over you.
You think that's gonna happen?
It could.
Wayne. Wayne. I like you, buddy. I do. But you're gonna have to stop this nonsense. Like, thinking you could beat Tim Bresnan's one thing. Thinking you're gonna beat me at this? Oh, you're really. Look, I get it. Aim for the stars, bud. Aim for the stars.
You want me to walk around with my head down?
No.
Can't beat nobody. I can't outwit them, or what?
Oh, is that what you think I'm doing to you?
What?
I feel so bad. Did
You
I hurt your
should.
feelings?
You should feel bad.
I never feel bad about anything except hangovers in the morning, which I actually do get every day.
You're probably drinking too much alcohol.
Well, no, I took too long of a break between drinking alcohol. If I were to sit down at a pool, at like my brother's or my dad's or something, we have a family function, whatever, everybody's out, and I drink 5-6 beers sitting around, right? Now, I know I can't get in the vehicle and drive. I need to wait a bit. I've just had 5 or 6 beers. So You hang out all afternoon, you have supper, whatever, you drive home in the evening. I will definitely get a hangover when I stop from 5 or 6 beers.
Really?
How fucked up is that?
I don't know how that feels. Not since I was a teenager, anyway. No.
Oh, I didn't know you won nationals as a teenager.
You're wrong for that. You keep bringing up stuff I said earlier. I was nervous being on the show.
And now you're not.
I'm laid back now. I'll tell you the truth. Just ask me something.
Have you ever seen Bigfoot?
The actual
Not a Bigfoot, but Sasquatch.
I have.
I want to hear about that. Now I know when I sat back, like I got to hear this fucking story. That was like the one time I'm not making fun of you. I actually want to hear this story. I do believe Bigfoot is a goddamn real thing.
I seen him one time. I was watching a show called Unsolved Mysteries, and they had him on there. That's the only time I've seen him.
Oh, that's the weakest fucking answer ever.
That's the truth. That's where I seen him at.
So you were watching the TV, you went outside to take a piss, and there he was in your backyard.
Well, no, it was on Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, you saw him on the TV. It's terrible. It's terrible. They actually found DNA that does not prove Bigfoot exists, but it does prove there is a very large primate in North America that is not of a known species.
Right. And if you think I can't read, you'd have to explain to me what a primate was.
Why? It wasn't even the biggest word I used there.
What was bigger?
Bigger?
Shit.
Oh, man, your math. Fantastic. So
No.
that's actually a real thing, though. They did find DNA and hair samples that are definitely a primate, but not of a known species in North America. Did you know that in New York, Bigfoot is actually a protected species? You are not allowed to shoot Bigfoot in the state of New York. That's a law. I like that shit. I think that shit's fun. I read all sorts of shit about that. Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, and how there's like a bunch of them all over the world. You ever hear about those?
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you got Loch Ness Monster, which is named Nessie, and then you got Champ, and then Okopogo, and all them.
Oh, yeah.
You know where Champ is from?
No.
So that's actually in New York as well, I think. Definitely making that up. I have no idea where that was from. But they had all the scientists and everything out there with all the sonar gear and everything else, and they recorded sonar in this lake that is not connected to the oceans. And they recorded sonar of a completely unknown species. And that's also a fact. So what the fuck was it?
You got me.
In one of these lakes where there's reported sightings all the time.
I don't know what it is.
So you do or don't believe in Loch Ness and Bigfoot?
I would have to go with no. I don't think they're there.
What about aliens?
I'm with you on the aliens. Yeah, I think they're out there.
Well, statistically, they would have to be.
Right.
I mean, the math just doesn't add up that we're the only species of intelligent life forms. And I mean, we might have to rule out all of the southern states out of that, but still.
Right. Because people in the South, this is a scientific fact. The people in the South, their brains are smaller than the North. I do know that much.
Really? That is an interesting thing for being a scientific fact.
Yeah. If you were born in the North, your brain is bigger and you're more intelligent. It's just all around the way it works.
Well, I mean, your head's definitely bigger because we all live in igloos. So you need insulation.
Right.
Aren't you impressed that we now have power in our igloos and internet, and I can run this show from my house?
That's impressive.
Did you ever see that? Wow, it's a Canadian show. This hour is 22 minutes. And they have a guy going down through all of these southern states, interviewing people, asking them questions about Canada, and explaining stuff like, yeah, we now have electricity and internet availability in our igloos. And these are at college campuses, and people were absolutely astounded that Canada has electricity in their igloos now. It's amazing. Good for you guys.
I never knew that.
So the whole thing where I was talking about Bigfoots and stuff like that, and these legendary monsters. Do you know who Paul Maiden is?
Never heard of.
Nobody has, but apparently he's this legendary monster. And Marcus Thompson just said in a big super chat here, saying there's a monster waiting for you in January. Iron Paul Maiden.
Iron Paul Maiden. He's throwing that comment towards you or me?
Me. Have you watched all the old Armor stuff?
No, I haven't.
So Paul Maiden, he's some dickhead from England somewhere. I guess he's buddies with Neil Pickup. So Neil would like feed this guy easy matches because he's like, oh fuck, like the guy's crazy. Like he puts on a good show.
Mm-hmm.
But Neil Pickup would just feed him these easy matches so they could put him on the show. Right? And now the guy thinks he's like a top dog. And you saying you don't even know who he is hilarious because you've been at events with the guy.
That's very possible, you know.
It's definitely possible. It's the real thing. Of WAO, he was there at them, and you just don't know who he is because he's terrible and he can't win a match unless Neil Pickup's giving him a fucking shit can for an opponent. Right. But this guy thinks he's going to beat me in a super match in January.
Yeah. They talk shit about me all the time, too. Before I went to Arizona, there was this kid from Arizona that was saying that he was commenting on my matches saying, Wayne, I only have one move, Weathers. Well, most arm wrestlers either are top roller, presser, or hooker. Most every arm wrestler has one move. Some of them are decent in the hook, but they're good in the top row. Some are good in the hook, but decent in the top row.
When you get to a high enough level, yeah, most guys have one ace. They're good at everything else, but they're only world level at one thing. There's very few guys that are world level across the board. Like that doesn't happen.
Right. So we're VIP in Arizona. Me and these other arm wrestlers that's got the pay-per-view matches. And I hear this guy's name in the tournament because I remembered his name. And I walk over to him and I'm like, you're that guy, right? You know, and I reminded him of what he said about me. And I'm like, you know, why don't you have a pay-per-view match like I do? Why are you just
keep telling?
Why are you just pulling this tournament? And he's like, well, nobody called me and gave me the opportunity. I'm like, well, maybe it's just because you're no fucking good, you know?
So you say mean things to people?
Every once in a while. It's very rare. You caught me another lie, didn't you? I'm going to have to quit talking to you. I can say that right now.
Well, that's dumb. You should definitely keep talking to me because you're a lot of fun. Now that you're not...
I'm trying to be a good guy over here. Keep calling me out on being an asshole, you know.
Look, understand that I'm okay with you being an asshole. I enjoy people being assholes. Hey, Wayne, settle down, buddy. Don't get all in your feelings. All of the fans are used to this. I do this to everybody. Except for Bryce Talton. I couldn't get that motherfucker to crack at all. And he wouldn't say anything. I couldn't catch that guy in a lie because he won't talk.
Well, you know, I was beaten and molested as a child, so you can actually bring it out if you say the right things, right?
Jeez. You're going fucking hard now. Too much tequila. What do you mean we can't tell when you get drunk?
Oh, I'm not drunk at all. No.
Well, the cops can't, but I can.
my vapor ain't working, so it's really pissing me off right now.
So you get pissed off. You actually do get pissed off. Interesting.
Well, my vapor quits. Calling me a stupid redneck don't work though. But my vapor quits and I ain't got no alcohol. I get aggravated. Yeah.
You need more alcohol then.
Oh yeah.
You need more blankets and less blankets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you hate Bigfoot?
Do I hate Bigfoot?
Yeah, is that why you talk like that? Like, it's not a racist thing because Bigfoot's not a race, so it's more of a speciesist thing. Are you a speciesist?
Oh shit, I like that one. That's a new one. I haven't
So if
heard.
you met a very hot female Bigfoot, would you have sex with it?
That's an easy yes.
Easy yes. Easy yes. See, now I think we're on the same lines for this. You know, people always ask, rate that girl 1 to 10. Oh, she's an 8, she's a 7, whatever. I think this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
She's got to have a.
It's either that it's a 0 or a 1. It's a yes or a no. And 0 ain't a real number, motherfuckers. It's always yes, at least once. Yes.
She's got to have a bush and she's got to have armpit hair too.
Is
That's how
that
I
just Bigfoot or women?
women in general.
Really?
See if anybody in your comments agrees with me.
Wayne,
Yes.
tequila is showing, and I like it.
Yeah, I really love
That's fucked up.
no armpit hair for you, for real.
I'm not saying I would turn down somebody for having armpit hair, but it's not a prerequisite. You do not have to have it. That's for goddamn sure.
No, I mean, they don't have to, but I mean, it just makes it better. Armpit hair, pubic hair, you know.
And like, no idea what deodorant is.
No, I want them to smell good, but I mean,
That's perfume.
Yeah, perfume. That's better.
I like it when they're wearing a nice perfumes.
Yeah.
So I have had sex with like the run-of-the-mill bus stop skanks, from everything from that to like the high-class Gucci wearing bus stop skanks. You know, I'm not picky. As long as they hang out at bus stops, I'm in.
Yeah, I agree. We agree on that, right?
Oh, Wayne, you might be one of my favorite guests ever once you stop being boring. That nerves, man. They get to you.
They do.
I would love to hang out with you without a camera going so we can actually say the fucked up things that we want to say.
Oh, I'm your guy. I mean, like I say, it takes me a little while to warm up because it's tough being this famous. But once you warm up to the crowd, then you can talk shit, right?
Wait, was that another one of those lies?
What, being famous or talking shit?
Who's famous on this show?
Man, I am. Like everywhere I go. Anytime I go to Walmart, somebody wants my autograph.
Now, I understand math is not your strong suit. How many subscribers do you have on your YouTube channel?
I had 779 when I come on this show.
Did it drop?
We're pushing for 1,000 by in the morning. If you want that scotch.
Oh, well, 1,000's a big number. I tried to do my part. Hey, guys, drop that link again. So 1,000's that's going to be tough. Getting you to 800 tonight, though, that might be doable. So I'm a little closer to 5,000, and you think you're the famous one.
Wait a minute now. Whoa. How did we get to that?
You said it's hard being this famous.
Well, I didn't necessarily say that you wasn't famous and that I was.
But I did. I'm not famous. I am infamous.
You've never been to Walmart and got somebody wanted to take a picture with you before.
I've had a police officer ask for my autograph.
Well, see, there you go.
Well, I mean, he was just making me sign the ticket, but whatever. Same thing, right? Same thing. Yeah. Actually, that actually happened. I actually had a police officer tell me that he recognized me from the newspapers and stuff from all the arm wrestling. He's like, hey, you're the arm wrestling guy from in town, right? But I had this old creepy ass fucking van, right? It was a 1979 Econoline with the teardrop windows, shag carpets, fucking dirty old van.
302?
The van was terrible. And the front emblem, I took the Ford emblem off and put a Playboy bunny emblem on for the grill.
For
And
real?
I was doing a roof. So this creepy old, the whole van was spray painted with trim clad, black. It's terrible. So I was doing a roof and I had the van parked behind a school right up against the back of the playground for like 3 days. So I was drinking, right? The customers kept giving us booze, so we'd have to get a ride home and whatever. 3 days later, we finished this fucking roof and I go to drive the vehicle home. I got pulled over within like 3 minutes of leaving. Apparently they were watching that van sitting at this fucking playground. That was over the summer. It wasn't during school year, but the cop would not tell me the truth. I'm like, look, you're not allowed to pull me over for no reason. Why'd you pull me over? Well, I had a report of drinking and driving in this vehicle. Like, motherfucker, no, you did not. I was not swerving or going anywhere. Give me the truth. It was because I had the fucking creepy van parked behind the school. He's like, the official story is I had a report of drinking and driving in this vehicle. Wait,
Oh, shit.
aren't you that arm wrestling guy that's always in the paper in town? Yeah, he actually did ask for my autograph and we took a selfie.
There you go. We're famous.
Infamous.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could party with one arm wrestler, who would it be?
Oh, man. Only could pick one? Oh, it'd have to be Levon. Had to be.
You think that guy would be a good party?
Oh, probably so. I don't know. I had to think about that because he might want to go to the gym and work out.
Right.
And to me,
His idea of partying is having like
doing
buffet.
300-pound cheek curls, right?
Oh no, we're gonna have a good fun time today. We're gonna see how many reps we can do with 400 pounds on the fucking strength row. Yeah, that's fun, man. It's fun.
Find somebody that wants to go to the titty bar, right?
We're gonna get guys that don't have beards to do the spotting though.
Yeah.
What fucking fun is that? If your idea of partying for a day is Levon, fuck.
I can kind of see where you're coming in there now.
Let's go with one arm wrestler that you want to party with, get fucked up with, have fun, not worry about arm wrestling.
Oh, man. I'd have to
Who
go
seems
back.
like a fun dude in the arm wrestling industry?
I don't know. Would it be Don Underwood? Maybe. He's the one that likes the vodka and goes overseas and fucks himself up where he can't win the worlds, right?
All right. You want to party with Don Underwood? I mean, all right.
Who would you pick?
Mike Gould.
Mike? Oh, yeah. He would be a good one, too.
Now that is an awesome one. I fucking love Mike Gould. Now I have got to party with Mike a few times. Mike is just fucking hilarious. Awesome,
Well,
awesome dude.
I hear Danny Gilligan from Texas was really good. So
Now,
I
I met
would
the dude, but not in a party heavy zone. It was like at arm wrestling. I don't know. I like to drink. I like to get fucked up and see what kind of trouble we can get into or whatnots. I actually can't think of the only guy I actually want to drink with that I haven't drank with before. Probably Tom Nelson.
he would probably be a good one. Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure that sorry, I saw somebody say Sarah Bachman is the right answer here. I'm not entirely sure that Tom Nelson and I wouldn't have a fist fight.
Yeah, you probably
if we
would.
met.
He's an asshole.
But I am pretty sure after that fist fight, win or lose, either way, we're going inside and having a beer, and we're probably going to have a fucking fun night.
Yeah, he was my biggest critic. Period.
Tom Nelson's an asshole. Why didn't you pick him when I said who's the biggest asshole in arm wrestling?
Didn't think about it. Southern IQ coming in. It's slow.
Well, you got some Northern IQ coming in when you're able to tie a story back in. Good work. It's good work.
So Tom was my biggest critic when I beat Matt Mass.
Have you ever met Tom?
No, I have not. But when I won the Nationals and beat Ron Bath 3 times that day, he actually private messaged me and said, "Hey, look, you can retire now. You just beat the best 242-pound puller ever pulled." So he was on board after I beat Ron Bath that day for the national title. Yeah.
How the fuck is Ron Bath the best 242-pound puller that's ever pulled?
That was his opinion. I don't know.
Well, Tom's also very Southern, right?
No, he's Californian.
Is that not South?
More
Motherfucker,
north.
I'm from Canada.
You're very north, yeah.
Does he just consider John Brzenka a 220 guy? Oh, sorry. I shouldn't have said that. John blah blah. I don't like saying that guy's last name because, I'm a high hooker and that's a dirty word. I don't like cussing on my show.
For real. I don't know. I think that John Brzenk would definitely be the favorite, but I know Ron's beat him a few times in open competition. So
Ron's beaten him an awful lot. I've got no problems with college Ron a legend, but is that having a 220 and a 242 is a different guy? Can you be the best 242 guy if there's a guy in a smaller weight class that's better than you?
I think so. I think I can be the best super, and there can be a 220 guy that can kick my ass because he pulls a 220. We're not going to put him in my class. So,
yeah, I'm definitely drinking these beers, honey.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to put them back.
No. Can you beat Ron Bath?
can I beat Ron?
Just because you did then, can you do it now?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because he looks real good right now.
And you're saying that why? Because he beat who?
Chance?
Oh man, now you're really gonna make me laugh.
What's funny about that?
Chance Shaw?
Yeah, what about Chance Shaw?
Love you.
Love you, honey. What about Chance Shaw?
I'm just saying. I mean,
Say it, Wayne. Say it. We've been working on this all night. Say it, Wayne.
I beat Chance easy, so yeah.
So what? Chance sucks?
Real bad.
Like he's just a piece of shit. Terrible. Fucking kid can't arm wrestle.
Can't arm wrestle. Can't beat nobody. No.
Not worth a shit.
No.
Are you better at drinking tequila than Chance is at arm wrestling?
Way better. Way better.
Is there anybody better at arm wrestling than you are at drinking?
No, not at all. Oh, fuck. But my back is going out on me. I can't stay much longer. Oh shit, this bench just sucks. I can't be in my easy chair for certain situations, so oh.
All right, we'll let you off there here shortly. But if there is anybody in arm wrestling, so we got who your favorite arm wrestler to party with would be if you got to pick one. And Levon's a terrible idea. You said Mike would be a good choice and Tom Nelson's a dick, but you never really gave us an actual answer.
Well, you gotta spot me something because you know I'm from the South, right?
Right. Pick one real quick. Party with one arm wrestler. Who is it? And not Don Underwood, because fuck that guy.
Party with one arm wrestler.
Pick one. Party with real quick.
Oh shit. Damn, I can't call the little dude's name, but he's from California, and his nickname is Lightning.
Luke Kent.
Luke Kent. Let's party with him.
Okay. Now, pick one that you would like to have a match with.
Oh man.
Living or dead, whatever.
Oh man, I'm gonna get my ass whooped with living or dead.
Pick it. Let's go.
I gotta go for a guy that's living.
Okay, go. Who is it?
I got to pick a guy that's living.
Okay, who?
You said a living guy or a dead guy, so I'm going for living guy.
Right, but what's his name? You have to pick
Oh.
a.
Oh, so I can pick a dead guy that we can bring back to life if we wanted to.
Back in his prime. Yeah, whatever. Just pick somebody who would like to fucking have an arm wrestling match. Fuck, goddamn.
Cleve Dean.
Cleve Dean. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. That's a big fucking dude. Now, one arm wrestler you could get punched right in the face and there is no negative consequence for. This one has to be living.
Hits me one time, and I don't think shit about it.
What?
Hits me one time in the face, and there's no consequences. Don't think shit about it.
You get to hit him one time.
Oh, I get to pop him one time.
Yeah.
No consequences.
One arm wrestler that you could punch right in the fucking face.
I go for Levon then.
See, that's a good time to pick Levon.
Right.
I like it.
See,
I like it.
Your northern IQ is wearing off on me right now.
Oh man, you were getting smarter every time we drink.
I'm gonna be a regular on this show. I can tell already.
Now pick one of your teammates that needs to get better.
Oh, BJ Fakakis, he sucks.
Oh, that was fantastic how smooth that one went.
Oh God, that guy definitely he's got to get better.
One loss in your career that you've had that should have never happened because that guy ain't good enough to beat you.
One loss that should have never happened because he's not good enough to beat me.
What loss have you ever taken that you said, fuck, there's no way I can lose to that dude?
That's got to be Corey West. There's no way.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Corey West.
Corey can't beat you.
Tag him in the show. I said it right here. He can't fucking beat me right now. Corey West.
That is possibly my most fun ending